You're down 95%. Have you ever considered selling?
No, I can't. That's no.
Arbitrum, ZK Sync, Matic, Blast, Optimism, Mental, Starknet, Scroll. Yeah, we're coming for you, nigga.
Look, Clarence, mate, it doesn't matter how many times we get beat down. What matters is that we get the fuck up, and we keep fucking trying. You're right, Donny. Now, who the fuck are you, mate? I'm Clarence Claymore. Who the fuck are you, mate? I'm Clarence Claymore. Say it with your fucking chest. I'm Clarence Claymore. Show me what you got, mate. Take that. Fucking touch me, cunt. Fuck, mate. We got a lot of work to do.
Now fucking come over here where it's safe. That's it, mate. Come on. I knew that was gonna happen. Clarence, mate, you alright?
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Fuck, get out of there.
Fucking hell. Poor cunt.
Oh yeah, Clarence, mate, yeah, should be alright now.
Yeah, mate.
Jesus. Just hold on. No. Fucking early. Fucking that scene of War of the Worlds? Have you seen War of the Worlds?
Yeah.
The lightning's just fucking constantly coming down and fucking hitting.
missing a once-in-a-lifetime sighting here. Major live in concert.
Hey,
You're missing the whole thing, cunt.
you seen the original War of the Worlds?
Yeah, Steve.
Clarence, I'm fucking sorry, mate. I'm not thinking, dude. Holy shit. Oh, God. Just hang in there, mate.
It looks like he's still breathing. He's still breathing.
Nigga chain, the first fully AI layer 2 blockchain built on Solana by niggas for niggas. LLM, lot of little money's technology. Proof of nigga entry scheme system. Nigga detection software. Dynamic bag chaser 1 Brilliant TPS. Nigga chain. Yeah, I'm finna bridge.
We should not be afraid of Bitcoin. Remember y'all laughed at me when I first got my Bitcoin? Who's laughing now? Go look at my Bitcoin now. Y'all all mock me. You're taking your first 3 paychecks in Bitcoin? What's wrong with you? Now you wish you would have done it. you know? And so I am happy.
Fuck ISIS! Fuck terrorists! Fuck turbans! Fuck everybody! I hate all you motherfuckers! We're fucking Americans! That means nobody fucking stops us! We want our dick sucked, we get our dick sucked! That's what an American does! Ask the fucking pilgrims! Fuck 9/11! Fuck 9/11! It'll never happen again! We're America! You don't ever have to be afraid again! Fuck Obama! Fuck them all! We're Americans, you son of a bitch! Grab your guns! Go shoot somebody!
I'm so fucking bullish right now. Like my whole body's like tingling. I'm having like a panic attack or something, eh? I'm gonna call Sharon and tell him to calm the fuck down.
Somebody take your titties out. Somebody take your titties out, yeah. Somebody take your titties out, yeah. No. Somebody take your titties out. No. Oh, yeah. Somebody take your titties out.
Nobody knows about that fucking degenerate life when you're fucking down 40,000 and you battle the fuck back. You say, you know what? I'm a fucking strong, independent man. And you're not gonna tell me I should go to bed. I'm gonna battle the fuck back. And I'm gonna fucking get my money back. And guess what? I got my motherfucking money back. That's right.
But when you go all in on something, I would say that does take conviction. Now, your conviction might be.
How many chairs are you sitting on right now?
One.
Are you all in on the chair? The point really is you put on one pair of glasses. You've got one pair of AirPods right now. You're looking at me through one screen. You're using one microphone. That's a one microphone. Like, you trust it? Is that conviction? Seems kind of scary. Why don't you diversify? Why don't you use 10 microphones? The point really is things in your life. Do you drive in 10 cars at the same time or one car at one time? Do you drive down one street? Aren't you afraid that you're driving down one street? Do you take a different way? You know? So my point really is, if you're you get on one airplane, are you convicted? You put your entire family on the one airplane, aren't you? Asset. Well, Bitcoin is the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay. But take all your money, buy Bitcoin, then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin, then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business that's in your family for 37 years and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth.
You didn't have to cut me off. Think I can never have something that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Boom. Hey, what's going on, you guys? I think you're muted, dude.
I said, hey, Christmas DCA.
There we go, man. When it rains, it pours, Charlie. When it rains, it pours. Doesn't
Clearly. I just pulled up like all the different tweets I saw yesterday from like major accounts, people within Pulse Chain Hex and everything, you know, and it's just like, man, like must have been a slow news day.
I mean, the prices have basically rebounded already, but it's pretty hilarious. Honestly, I think it's kind of a net. I mean, obviously, I even have a video here basically showing like the Interpol is pretty underfunded, and that they basically have to. A country could have a reason, like Interpol has been used against like let's just say you pissed off the Russian government, or you pissed off the Ukrainian government, you pissed off any government basically in Europe, because of their mandate, they have to believe them even if it's a lie. So they've used it as a way to just basically track people down and basically falsely convict people, and then use it to extradite them, and then pretty much kill them or fuck them up.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, McAfee, you know, got a little bit of the bad treatment, you know, and like Richard's getting some of that as well, it looks like. So it's just like, man, like it's kind of crazy. But yeah, going through like all the tweets and stuff, it's like, I mean, Richard, you know, he hadn't tweeted a lot recently, but then just in the last, you know, day or so, he put out a good handful of tweets like, nope, business is normal.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad he's back on Twitter saying something, man. He was too quiet for too long.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm guessing, I mean, he has all of those lawyers, right? So I'm guessing he's talked to them plenty, and, you know, he wouldn't be tweeting anything, you know, if he was truly, you know, like, oh, you know, shit in his pants or something.
Right. His last stream was last New Year's.
Oh, really? Was it? Yeah.
Last New Year's, didn't even launch it on YouTube. It was launched in a Telegram chat.
Yeah, right. It wasn't. I thought that was just audio.
Well, it was kind of him in a green screen. I don't know.
Two dudes, one mic. No.
You know what would have been funny if he green screened himself in like Rikers or something like that. So like, where is he? Is Russia part of Interpol? No, it's some European thing basically.
Yeah, the European Union.
Yeah, and they're not really. I mean, Russia's really not a part of that, but like I mean, they sure love their gas and oil.
Yeah. I mean, should we go through the tweets just to kind of see like what the different opinions were and stuff? Because like, I mean, man, like all of crypto, like it does remind me very much of like Trump 2016 in the sense that people are like, oh, good, not because, you know, of any of the crimes that are being, you know, alleged or anything, but mostly because I don't like this person.
Yeah, it's mostly. I mean, they want to hate on him so bad. I mean, this cycle has been like kind of strange, where like there's less like not Mount Rushmore. Maybe Mount Rushmore isn't the right way, but like there's less of these like there's less of these like I don't know god figures essentially in crypto, right? There's like Vitalik, Richard for the Hex community, the Cardano founder, but like I only really see Vitalik and maybe maybe CZ really still having their kind of star power still. Rich, I know if Richard was still out here, he still had that star power. The Tron founder really isn't out here in the United States very often or at all, really, because he's Chinese based. But you know, he's still around. He's like, there's very few of the original Mohicans. You know, like the last of the Mohicans.
Yeah, I mean, Brian Armstrong of Coinbase, you know, he's still out here. And it's like, yeah, either you're one of the leaders in the industry, or you're a pariah, or, you know, you're gone. Like, you know, you haven't really talked much of anything. I mean, like Charlie Shrem, you know, probably, you know, fading off into the sunset kind of thing.
Kind of, we've had a graduation of like village idiots into King Cole positions, basically, is kind of what's happened this cycle, where we've had some people. The only person that kind of kept their status somewhat and recovered it was like BitBoy, but like hard fought. Literally.
Yeah, still hard fighting, right?
Yeah. Pompilano has star power.
He's kind of. I mean, once he started chilling SoFi and BlockFi, I'm like, why is your main sponsor a giant bank? I mean, I'm sure they pay well, but
Yeah, I mean, he has lost his star power. I mean, look, Sailor's the only real new main character that's so far. Like, realistic. Yeah. Sure, we have Nansen from Solana, but like, we've seen that it's just since Solana stopped doing its meteoric rise, and I mean, the top for him. And I'm not saying this is a bad guy. I like the guy, but like the top for him was basically losing that fight, looking like he couldn't box and got pretty much like embarrassed.
Yeah,
in his boxing fight. That was literally the top of Whiff right there. Yeah. And when Whiff topped out, and Solana essentially kind of topped out around that time as well. He has lost a bit of his star power. He still has it a lot. I mean, people are obviously following him, but it's not to the same level where, like, I mean, he was like, Saint Nansen can't do no wrong.
I bet you his social media metrics are almost like correlated to Solana price.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, absolutely. I feel Andre is going to maybe rise to a position of like that sort of power position.
He should.
Once Sonic really gets going, it's running a crazy TPS. I mean, it's running like 800 plus, 1,000 plus on safety mode.
What else is going to be the best product this cycle? Nothing. Like, I can't. Like, what else out here is doing better than Andre Cron right now? Like, Andre, to me, has now become like basically, the best developer in all of crypto. Pretty
much, yeah. And then we have Daniele Scalelli over there, Mr. Frogman, launching Ponzi's on Sonic.
Hey, what's new? Give him about T-minus 6 to 9 months. Yeah.
He literally said a post today, made me laugh. That was like, dude, I love Sonic so much. I haven't seen this in so long. I've seen people deposit $500, adding to $500 to their LPs. Like, this is so cool. Sonic's so cool. I'm like, bro, that happens all the time, bro. Like, I haven't seen chumps invest this much. No, but it's gonna do well. I mean, like it's gonna do well. Look, his projects. I mean, I guess all you can ask for is as long as the bull runs around your project as well. So they do. So it's like but eventually the tide.
Once Pi Cycle top indicator hits, sell all Daniele projects. Can't lose.
But let me pull up your screen, Charlie.
Okay.
3 and 2 and win. There we go.
All right. Can you see that?
Yep, I can see it.
Yeah. So I just thought it was really interesting just to kind of see how much stuff came out here yesterday, and like watching price dump and everything on Pulse Chain and all that. But there's quite a range of different tweets out here from what we were looking at. But this one was just from, it's funny because it's called Whale FUD. Clearly, right? But their little tweet here was Richard Schuler, widely known as Richard Hart, the founder of Hex and Pulse Chain, has now been listed at the EU's most wanted page, right? And looks like he's wanted by Finland here. And then this is basically, what does it say? Well, basically it's tax fraud, and then like an assault on one person or something was basically what the charge was. Obviously right here there's not too much, but I've seen like different websites too, like, oh, this one was crazy, but I've seen like different I found a link or whatever to some of them, and like the main page was like black or like just white or whatever, but this one looks a little different. So I don't know where everybody is necessarily getting their sources from, but I was kind of like, man, like, I understand Stacy Herbert, hates altcoins, but good God, I thought this tweet was pretty,
Fairy godmother, volcano blonde, married to Max Kaiser. Oh man, God damn.
Yeah. So Max Kaiser, he's, see, here's the thing, right? Like,
you don't ever give your woman a platform. Like,
well, yeah, that's very true, very true. But yeah, no, Max Kaiser, I respect the fuck out of him. I did, meet him in person before, and he's a nice person. But I mean, obviously, he's a little, what do you call it? Overzealous on the Bitcoin maxi narrative, right? But
no, Charlie, stop.
No. Even Michael Saylor's like, bro. But So, I mean, he's done a lot for crypto. So, even though, a lot of the Bitcoin maxers hate altcoins, it's like, okay. But like, I don't know, just kind of uncalled for to just like, I don't know, dance on a community and be like, hey, I'm happy y'all are losing money. It's like, to be honest, like I don't want Ripple people to lose money. I don't want fucking Dick Whiff Butts people to lose money. I don't really give a fuck what coin people have. In general, it sucks when, prices go down, especially on FUD news and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just thought that was pretty crazy. That, you have people just dancing on here. But then you got Super Hex coming in, for the save, saying, we're still up 400% from the bottom. So good to see, the Hexakin and Pulsekin community coming out. But I was just like, damn, Stacy, like need some engagement there, I guess.
Yeah, on my stream yesterday, I looked at the age of consent. I don't know why I thought, because a 16-year-old, I looked at the age of consent. It's 16 years old in Finland. It's 14-year-olds in Germany, and it's 16-year-old in Alabama. So I was like,
yeah. Well, like, and wasn't that charge? Yeah, wasn't that charge assault or something like that? I don't know what. I didn't think.
Yeah, aggravated assault. Basically, just he was. I mean, supposedly, allegedly punching some. I would imagine if it was a chick, they would have stated as a chick. But they left it ambiguous, which is like scummy. Yeah, this is actually, I think, the chick that actually got beat up.
I just thought this particular post was just great. It was just oh man, yeah. But so it is what it is. But then I guess you had like Altcoin Daily putting it out here. They were pretty neutral about it. They're just including links. Oh, okay, so here's what it is, right? So here's the Interpol link, right? So that's the white page I was mentioning. I guess it looks like here there's a second one. That must be the other one. Yeah, okay. So that's where they're getting the two different versions here. But it's like, don't they have something better to do? Like somebody who's like, what do you call it? Got a little tax stuff going on or whatever. And like, something like, giving this guy a run for his money. It's like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the best use. It's not like he's, an international terrorist or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, to me, this really just seems like the SEC is going to lose the case, like, because he had tweeted out that pretty much like very, very soon the case was going to get thrown out. This is basically what Richard was referring to. And the SEC probably asked, they need a way to maybe make them look bad, because I mean they're just trying to save face, but they're going to lose. I mean they got embarrassed at the hearing completely.
Right.
Like the SEC lawyers got embarrassed. I mean, I'd be shocked to, like, I wouldn't be shocked to hear that the judge was a long-term stakeholder in X. But it's pretty ridiculous. But I mean, like, the community's really rallied together. Hexologist was showing motherfuckers on Twitter.
Oh, was he?
Oh my god, dude! You remember that Gordon guy, like Gordon or whatever hell? It's like he's Gordon Gecko, fake dude or whatever. Yeah. Like, just cucking that dude. That dude just makes a lot of bad calls, man.
Oh, really? I don't think so.
Yeah. But it's like, but at the same time, I almost can't blame these guys, because they don't really know. They're just e-news, Like, they're just like, what bubblegum thing can we say? I mean, they're just trying to cause hysteria so they can get a little fucking X check.
Right.
I mean, that's it. I mean, they're like, I got to hit a certain amount of impressions a day in order to make sure that I have enough to pay for my one bedroom, squalor that I live in. And,
one bedroom, one mattress, shared living space.
so I could afford my ramen noodles and, can buy some new flip-flops.
Yeah, the flip-flops are important.
But which one's this one, Charlie? Let's see.
KDP. No, I just put this up here because it was like KDP put in, the community up, just saying, only balls of steel who use max FUD as opportunity deserve the 1000x that's coming. So I don't know. It's just good to see the community here. I think Somi had like a decent tweet here as well. Just saying, like, yeah, I mean, like, a lot of this information had come out earlier in the year, so like, we are used to, 100% in crypto, FUD does get recycled, right? And so to me, there's just like, I'm smelling around and I'm like, smells too convenient, at the end of a 60-day cycle where all assets have like a little weakness to them. We're going to the end of the year. It's like, I don't know, just doesn't feel organic at all. So it's like, okay, who in the crypto community is wanting to push this out? You know what I mean?
So the tax thing, that's old. Now getting at it to the Interpol thing, that's new, and this is the first we've ever heard of anyone punching. Basically, so supposedly sometime in February of 2021. It looks they couldn't really say the date, 17th or 18th. So I'm guessing it probably happened in the middle of the night. They're not sure if it happened probably like 11 o'clock at night or 1 in. I'm guessing, and that's when this aggravated assault allegedly happened to Erica Wallace.
Yeah,
and
exactly. Yeah, the third.
Bitch had it coming. Yeah. What's that old meme? What's that meme? Oh my God, Charlie! If I say this meme, you're gonna laugh, dude. No, I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, but anyway, suffer basically, right? But yeah, anyway, so with all that stuff with Richard, so people had checked out the dates. So if you punch somebody in the face like that, your knuckles are going to get scratched up, or they're going to be really red or bruised from. If you're punching anybody I guess a lot of people haven't been in fights before. If you actually punch somebody in the face, your knuckles get scratched up pretty badly, especially if you're hitting someone hard enough to make them bleed all over their shirt, which was specified in what they said. So apparently, Richard had a stream 2 days after that. People checked the stream; his knuckles were not red; they were completely normal, so that it didn't punch anybody. From a stream 2 days, so during his knuckles were visible the entire time. Nothing happened. So this is just trumped up charges basically for the most part.
Right.
And the whole Interpol. I mean, I didn't even know this, but Interpol operates basically on I think a little less than $100 million a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I got a video. I'll play after all these. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, go after a big fish kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be. I mean, somebody had to put pressure on Finland, on the Finland people. There is a big geopolitical thing going on right now that I wouldn't be shocked that some pressure was put on Finland and a lot of other countries and stuff, because a lot of deals are being made right now with the United States, since whether over tariffs. Who knows? I don't know. We'll have to see.
True. And so, yeah, I mean, just in the last 24 hours, Richard put out I think 2 or 3 different tweets at least, which pretty much address what's going on, but not exactly directly, right? So I just wanted to kind of read a few of them here just to kind of get everybody up to speed. But it says, this one's I think the longest one, but he says, if the haters really wanted me to wanted to get me down, they could raise more than 27 million that I did for medical research, write self-help books, create better than sci-fi and fix the world, work in the courts for legal precedent for P2P publishing software, found things that work flawlessly and become valuable, install bidets for their mothers, which I love that a little bit. Nothing makes haters angrier than success. Every time they think of you, it reminds them of how they're not doing half of what they could. They let themselves down. They let their families down. It's easier for them to tear down others than to rise up themselves. Hate is a poor substitute for progress. Why settle for being wanted when you can be the most wanted? Ugh. I like that one was a little bit right on the nose, right? But I really do the best I can to make the world a better place. And I must say, the world can be pretty unkind to folks making a difference. First, they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, then you win. Win is my name, and winning is in my blood. Think about how much we've accomplished, and it seems like someone up above must want it to happen. There's too much zero success for it to be an accident. So, I mean, he sounds like he's pretty much on top of it, not, caught off guard by any of it, obviously, with, how old some of the news is and everything. So, yeah, just by the sounds of it, he's got everything pretty much on lock and ready to go with his lawyers and all that.
Yeah, I mean, it's just dang, dude, crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's good to see him stuff like this. I mean, it's nice to see him tweet like this again, man. I just gotten lately I have been kind of bored of his the tweets. It's kind of just, it's not really anything.
Yeah, I mean, he's putting some ideas out there again, which is nice because I think that's what sometimes the community needs a little bit more of. But he says, my whole life I've been preparing for the future, anticipating it, creating it. I've never been safer and more excited for the future. The honorable justice in the SEC versus me should have her ruling out soon. That's kind of good to know, right? Donald Trump will be in office soon as well. Pulse Chain, Hex, Inc. are all functioning wonderfully. This makes some entities mad, but there's literally nothing they can do about it except be mad. It feels great to be wanted. Nothing can stop those. An idea whose time has come, right? So, I mean, it doesn't sound like he's slowing down at all.
It doesn't at all.
Right? So it's like game on, which I like. And I mean, and then he just puts out, a few stats on PulseX and everything here, burning was happening. Everything's functioning as normal, that kind of thing. But, I like this take here, I think by Mason here. He says, bullish on Hex comeback arc. So emotional. So many emotional little girls unable to look at things objectively. Richard Hart on the most wanted equals bearish. Potential to buy the crash and have the redemption arc equals bullish. Brainwash yourself. Be able to actually separate objective takes. And that's the thing is, like, I think most people are being subjective on it, but I do like this here because, I mean, if you're looking at the price, right, like just looking at PulseX as an example, PulseX is literally right at its kind of what you would consider its fair value right now at like 4036 or right around that area. So, I mean, the dip here is more significant than what we have seen, but it came down exactly to support, like the top here, the bottom here, holding up above that 20-week moving average. Just want to see it get a weekly close back above the 10-week moving average, and really things are good to go. So you could see like the amount of buy up on that candle that happened was pretty significant. I mean, if you go and look at Pulse, it's not too dissimilar. Pulse is also closing above its 20-week moving average and holding main support areas, not making new lows. So yeah, it just seems like an opportunity more than anything. And I mean, it's not too dissimilar to, Bitcoin dubbing here. Obviously, Bitcoin being a lot less volatile, because it's, Bitcoin and not an altcoin or whatever. But just generally speaking, I mean, it could be much, much worse, if the community wasn't, already pretty much educated about everything with Richard.
Yeah. I mean, I will say I was caught off guard, but I was just like, what? I was caught off guard and stuff like that, but
of course
we got to take advantage with the dip. And this is why I've been telling people, when you don't know what to buy, get your stable coins and bridge in the stable coins, because people were trying to buy and the bridge got stuck. A lot of people, a lot of money coming in. That's what was so bullish about it. Is like some people took profits. There's a couple whales that literally sold the bottom.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Some people get, and like I have a feeling I already know who it is. A couple of the guys. I mean, they're older dudes. They're just
right.
Like, why can't it be just more like, I mean, it's truth. I mean, like sometimes like when you're in Hex, you're just like, Jesus Christ, man. It just doesn't, like, shit doesn't stop raining, man. Like, but that's our community and that's what it is. Where like some people, they kind of like deep down, what a lot of people just want is like, oh, this is the coin I represent. And yes, I'm always, this is what a lot of people like, this is why people are so attracted to becoming a Bitcoin maximalist. It's not even really about even making money as a Bitcoiner. It's really just about them being right.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. It's like, well, I'm one of the smart ones, Charlie. I've been in Bitcoin for quite a long time now. How many Bitcoin did you buy at the top? I can tell you how many I did. That's because I over here support the system, Charlie.
Right. Never sell. Yeah. And so, it's good to see the community rallying around. I mean, like I said, it's a dip for buy-in, just as, everything we got here. So, yeah, just wanted to show that. I don't know if this might be a good time to mention anything about what we got going on here, and then I can stop sharing the screen, I guess.
Yeah, so Crypto Mindset Meetup is here, you guys.
Yay.
January 17th, 18th, man. It's coming up, you guys. It's coming up, man. We have, how many days do we have left in the year? We have exactly, about a week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 days left in the year. And then on the 17th, so you've got basically a little under a month to get your ticket right away, you guys. Selling like hotcakes, man. We're about to actually, as a matter of fact, we're about to close the VIP tickets very, very soon. Me and Charlie are trying to some people have asked us to give them a little more time, but we're cutting off the VIP tickets within the next couple days. We originally said we were going to close it on the 22nd. We've had some people ask if we could just keep it open a little bit longer, but we're almost at capacity right now.
Yeah, because crypto might be having a very Merry Grinchmas, but we say Merry Christmas. So yeah, I mean during Christmas will be a good time, for anybody who wants to jump on it, to come and grab the tickets here at consultcrypto.com/shop. And the 4,400, man, I was looking at it the other day and I was just like, man, it's such a good deal because you get the hotels included in that for the 3 days or the 3 nights that you're there. And then plus on top of it, you get transportation basically for the events. And then you get all the events, which, basically take up the cost of that. Plus, I mean, allegedly, maybe, possibly, any Fight Club esque related activities, if somebody, who's able to pay for this comes, has a great time with us, drives race cars, eats some good food, goes out to some fun clubs and all that. If they, just, take a few swings, but, $500 for a play or $1,000 for a play here and there. Well, we're talking to everybody and networking and doing all that stuff during the VIP event. To be honest, I think there's a pretty good chance they make money by jumping on the VIP more than anything. So that's what we always try to do with our products, right? There's people who've been in the Citadel in the last month. They did a 3 to 4x on their portfolio. There's some people who, jumped in the crypto mindset course, did that, within Q4 and stuff like that. So it does pay to come and do these events with us. So especially, for networking too, you meet some really interesting people through the Moongang. So I don't know, man, it just seems like it's a pretty damn good deal for the VIPs. So, and it's a hell of a good time. So the VIPs the 16th, and then the general admission, which is also included with the VIP ticket, right, will be the 17th and 18th, which is a Friday and Saturday.
Correct. Yeah. So if you buy a VIP ticket, you do have a +1, but the +1 is for the 17th and 18th event. If you get a general admission ticket, it's also, you get to have a +1, but these +1s have to be a significant other. So it has to be, your girlfriend, your wife, your side piece. And if you're a crypto lady, your boyfriend basically. So right. Yeah, so it's for a significant other because people have asked and stuff. So yeah, we always let people, bring their significant others or side piece or wife or whatever, girlfriend, or it's complicated, but but definitely and then trust me, you guys, it's Vegas. There'll be no problems.
Correct. and we have an open bar the evening of Friday at a pretty cool place, very cosmic-y, and just a great vibe.
That was so on the nose. Jesus, Charlie.
Just a great vibe, to meet a lot of Moongangers and everything. Before that, in the afternoon, we'll be teaching people how to play casino games without putting money on the line. So kind of like crypto portfolio management. And then, in the evening, we'll be going out after the main event and everything too, and then have a cigar bar on Saturday afternoon after everybody kind of gets over their hangover. So, it's going to be a good time, man. All the tickets. You can't get events this cheap in Vegas for this much bang for your buck. So, right. Come and take advantage while the taking is here. And then, we're pretty much right in the middle of January where I think everything's going to start to get good with Bitcoin again. So, definitely worthwhile.
Yeah, it's a really great event. And here's the beautiful thing is I know sales are going to explode right around as soon as we get into January, but the VIPs are going to be closed. I'm sorry. But I know sales for the general admission are going to explode. This always happens because watch this. The event 17th and 18th. Wow, that's right around the corner from January 20th. The market's probably starting to head up and starting to get kind of green again. New year, new me, Charlie.
Right. Well, if we get a day 55 cycle low, right, which could very well happen, let's say on Sunday the 29th, just looking at kind of the timing of the event, the 17th here, which would be the main day, would be on day 19 of the next 60-day cycle. So basically we get a pump right into that event, and then we might get like a little bit of a dip right post the event, right into the end of the month of January, into that mid-cycle low. And then, from the second half of the cycle, from about February 2nd, that's where things could get really crazy in Q1. So I think it's just, very good timing as well out here. So just come over here to cultivatecrypto.com/shop and jump into the Crypto Mindset Vegas meetup for 2025, baby. No guarantees that there will be another, but I just stopped sharing the screen.
There we go.
Yeah.
But I wanted to show you guys a little bit of something right here, man. Your friend Somi had a really interesting tweet right here, man, where he had a video of 60 Minutes doing a whole breakdown on the corruption on Interpol.
Wow.
Yeah, check it out.
Some of Interpol's more repressive members take advantage of red notices, using fabricated charges to locate, detain, and extradite people they want to get their hands on, like political dissidents or innocent people who've merely displeased powerful officials.
Like any information sharing system, the information that you get out is only as good as the information that you put in.
Rhys Davies on the left and Ben Keith are barristers, British lawyers, who help people accused of crimes to navigate Interpol's complex bureaucracy.
Our clients come to us and say, we've been accused in a particular state of a criminal offense, which has been fabricated for political reasons. And Interpol's just taken this at face value, issued a red notice.
Both concede Interpol does a lot of good, despite a yearly budget of $170 million, which is about the size of the Omaha Police Department.
Their constitution says that they are meant to believe their member states. And so when a member state, Russia, China, Turkey, whose rule of law is often non-existent, say to them, a particular person is wanted for a criminal offense, they are bound by the constitution to believe them.
Does Interpol view all the information that comes out of all of them as equal?
This is one of our main frustrations, is that Interpol don't.
I had no idea China was a part of Interpol. What the fuck
Wow.
is the axis of power? And then I want to go back one side, how ridiculous they looked right here. God, what are we doing right now? Damn, son. I didn't know they still wear the powder wigs, but I digress.
Person is wanted for a criminal offense. They are bound by the constitution to believe them.
Does Interpol view all the information that comes out of all of them as equal?
This is one of our main frustrations, is that Interpol don't penalize countries properly.
They want everyone in their club.
They want everyone in the club. When a country is clearly egregiously breaching the rules and manipulating the system on a gross scale, they don't suspend them. They've not suspended Russia. So Russia is still an active member of Interpol.
So
it's still active member of Interpol, Russia, and they've used it to basically get their hands on people to.
I mean, the only time I remember hearing Interpol, generally speaking, is in the movies Mission Impossible,
Yeah, I thought Interpol. I mean, literally, I thought this because I don't listen to Euro shit or Euro trash, but like I always thought Interpol was related to like Scotland Yard and kind of the UK, and like Interpol's always been brought up as like, wow, it's so big and shit, and it's literally like, I mean, they're letting the axis of powers in, dude. That's crazy.
Well, and that's like they said, like because people want to be part of the club, but also, I mean, to have a far reach of extradition, ability. I mean, look at Julian Assange. How much shit he had to go through in order to, just get put into a UK prison,
Right.
And then John McAfee, right? Like once they got their hands on him in Spain, I mean, I won't say, allegedly, right? But like, if you looked at him before, he got Epstein essentially, he was pretty skinny. And so like the 9 or 11 months or a year that he was in there, I don't know, like you playing mind games with these people. And then, there's a lot of stuff that it's like, do you trust every government? Do you trust,
Right.
all the police or the people who are enforcing these things? Because all this stuff can get abused massively. And
no, and there's political reasons too and stuff like that, of course.
Well, that's where it gets abused mostly.
Yeah. I mean, I think people brush this under the rug, but there was a journalist talking about the Saudi. I don't think he talked about the Saudi king, but he talked about the Saudi family. They killed him inside of an embassy, and they chopped him into pieces, and they took him out in body bags. And the shit got real tight over there in the Saudi land.
Well, they did that to that journalist as well over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty. I mean, I think they remember correctly. They hit him in the head. They bore a hole through his skull. Then they literally were like sawed him into pieces, put him into a bro. Yeah.
Yeah. The Middle East gets brutal. I think people like to think like, oh, governments aren't like, dictatorships like Genghis Khan back in the day. We've come way further than, our heathen ancestors. And it's like, I don't know. Humans are still gonna human.
So I've got two facts about the last video. So this is kind of a shot from 60 Minutes on Interpol right here. He's like, Interpol's annual budget's $170 million a year, which is the same as the Omaha police station.
Oh shit! Hey, Warren Buffett's protected by the Omaha police station. They're protecting billions.
More money is spent in Wichita, Nebraska than Interpol. This is 10, 15 years ago. 170 million. That's a lot of money, right? That's like that's closer to having like a $500 million, $600 million budget. But today, that's really that's not that much, right? So they're basically keyboard warriors for the most part outside of
it's like one of Bezos's yachts.
Literally, yeah. Now, speaking of that, now watch this. Our boy, this is why our group, you don't get the community you want, you get the community you deserve, Charlie, right? Interpol's headquarters is located in France. I dropped, that's all you guys.
Case closed.
Once again. What? Look, I swear, in Europe, it's not like, I swear, you know how the thing is like, well, like if you start, like the conspiracy theory thing now in the internet, it's like, it's always a Jewish person or something is a conspiracy theory. But bro, every time I look into Europe, it's always France. Every fucking time, dude. It's like without fail, dude.
Yeah, well, like I mean, if you go back and look at like all the different power structures in Europe and when they shifted, stuff like that, like France has always played a pivotal, role, right? So,
right.
The French, I mean, what do you call it? Just geolocation wise, geographically, if you can't take over France, then you can't take over Europe. So.
Now, please don't buy this, you guys. Please do not buy this, you guys. But we've gotten the first hex coin on Solana, you guys. Find Richard Schuler on Solana.
Jesus, bro.
And people are like, we made it, you guys. We finally made it. And this is kind of actually, as stupid as this is kind of a big deal, actually. Because if we're getting... I mean, fuck, man, we should just launch a bunch of hex. People should just launch a bunch of hex memes on Solana, so just people know, like, what the fuck's hex?
Right.
Oh my god, dude! And like, oh man, that's so funny, dude. We made aside from Jimmy, we made it. But I mean, just fun. There's like so much funny stuff. Like I'm finding the humor in now. I mean, it was like there were some pretty serious. Allegations and stuff, but so this is actually one right here with Dipcatcher, $10 buy. Yeah, don't buy that shit. It went to $0. But like Dipcatcher caught this on right here. Like the verdict is not guilty, 0 signs. This is like a day or two after the supposed event. Knuckles are completely fine, not scratched up. Totally okay. If you punch somebody one time behind the head or something like that, or like I mean, that's super dangerous. Rabbit punches are super dangerous. But let's just say I punch somebody in the side of the head. You can maybe not have nothing happen to your hand, but if you punch someone hard enough times to bloody up their face and stuff like you, I mean, literally just hit them over and over and over with the same fist, your knuckles are kind of fucked.
Yeah, you're gonna swell up or something.
Yeah, and let's see. The French are to Miguel like Myron are to the Well, the juice, right? I mean, kind of, yeah. Actually, kind of, yeah.
Now that I think about it, I'm like, so which area, like, am I against? I'm like, I don't know.
I'm like, sacre bleu, Charlie. Sacre bleu.
I'd say the Chinese are up there for, the crime. So
they showed both his hands. So if someone's saying, what if he's right-handed or left-handed? They showed both the hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the pictures, you guys. So this is what I'm telling you, like, dude, like, I mean, the community is pretty hardcore. I don't know if I mentioned this the other day or not, but basically the Sonic bridge for PainSwap is officially live now, and the bridge for some NFTs is open right now as well. Wormhole is getting the front interface open right now, so every coin that's meme coin will be going through Wormhole, and so within the next day, 90% of coins are going to bridge over, and then within the next day or so, we should also have wrapped Phantom on Ethereum and Phantom on Ethereum bridgeable pretty soon. So I will have those links for you guys in the stream. I will put it in the Citadel and the Crypto Mindset course. It pays to be in the
Citadel, baby.
There you go.
And all the stuff that's happening on Sonic is really interesting. I think some people are like, oh, like, do I need to do this right away, that right away?
Yeah.
Like, I think until about the end of the first week of January, you have like a good amount of time here to kind of figure out what's going on and watch the streams that we've been doing for you guys. In the Citadel, for anybody who's like, hey, I really don't know what's going on with Phantom going into Sonic, jump in the Citadel in just the next couple of days. We have the recording up there for that webinar that we did in the middle to end of last week on that for you guys on the day of Sonic launch. So go, jump in the Citadel and you'll be able to see that, no problem.
Absolutely. I'm just saving a couple of things here. I'm trying to see if I have one more thing to show you guys. Yeah, $300,000 of PulseX was burned. I mean, dude, like, there was so much volume yesterday and today. Jesus Christ. And where is this? Ivan on Tech saying that. I actually have a post from Ivan on Tech, which is actually hilarious. He's basically said, like, yeah, Hex is better than Bitcoin. Like, why would you be buying Bitcoin right now? You got to be buying alts, bro. But yeah, Ivan's always been cool, man. It's just it makes me sad is like he just kind of disappears for a while, like always.
Yeah, I mean he's got his bag, he's chilling, like I get it, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's always been pretty good behind Hex and everything. I just put another link in the private chat in case that's what you might have been looking for.
Yes, yeah. But yeah, pretty much a lot is getting burned away, and then that's the beautiful thing is we still, like, if the bull run lasts like it's supposed to last, like a full good year or at least 9 more months, and then maybe like a month or two of kind of petering out, that's a lot of buy and burn. That's a lot of supply. I think if my math is right here, which it may not be, but like we burned probably like 36% of the liquid supply that users have. Like, most of us should not, I would say most of us, the community probably has 15%, maybe a little bit less of the actual supply of PulseX and Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain's always growing a little bit because the validators, but because it's inflationary, but like PulseX is deflationary. So PulseX is going to surprise people, man. It really is.
Yeah, no, I definitely think so. And yeah, right now, all users unaffected, everything's going fine. So just hodl, buy more.
Yeah. What's Maddie saying?
Caroline Ellison has a follow-up on Wormhole.
0x thing? I don't know. I mean, I'll look at it. Let me see. But anyway.
Yeah. What do you call it? I don't know if you want me to jump on the 68 cycles real quick or anything like that.
Let's jump into it.
Yeah, we can look at a few charts because I do think right now we have a really good DCA, opportunity here for Christmas. It's a Grinch miss, but hey, you can throw more shekels at the market. Let me know if you can see it.
Yep.
Okay. So basically, if you're like looking at price right now, there's a few things to consider. So in terms of the daily, we do have bearish divergence here with the price going up from mid-November till the middle of December. And over that month, you did have RSI going down. So that just tells you, hey, it's pretty normal to be dipping at the moment into a 60-day cycle low. With how much dip we've gotten here so far, I would say, let's see here. We had in total so far 15% dip. The minimum threshold for a 60-day cycle dip for Bitcoin is pretty much hit. Bitcoin usually does pull back about 15% or so into most cycle lows. The last cycle low, of course, was a lot less. It was only like a 9-10% dip, but a lot of them you go a bit more. So, you're pretty much 75% of the way through this dip, most likely. If Bitcoin had gone above 110,000, I think we would have dropped like 25%. But for the fact that Bitcoin kind of just like slowly came up here above 100K, stayed for a bit, and then broke down here for the first time back to this level, we're just mainly looking at new support resistance areas being defined pretty much between these lows here at about 86, 87,000 up to your resistance area at about right around 100K. So Bitcoin, in order to get bullish again, would probably have to get past $102, $103, $104,000 to really get moving again. So we could see some bounces here tomorrow, Monday, basically, and Tuesday. So the day before Christmas Eve and then Christmas Eve, you might get some bounce into here. You could get more dip as well. The earliest we have for a potential cycle low right now, we are on day 49. I mean, tomorrow, right, day 50 would be my earliest potential for a cycle low, basically Christmas Eve. And then my latest potential cycle low band here would be on day 65, which would be January 8th. But the main area to look for would be day 55 to 60, which is December 29th to January 3rd. So that straddling New Year's, I think, is pretty much where we possibly get one last dip. So if we came up here at the beginning of the week a bit, get rejected at like 101 again, come back down, get one more wick down to maybe like 88, 89,000 for Bitcoin, and then kind of just settle off into the new year and start getting accumulation, like you said, maybe into that mid-January period. And then, once we get into February, which would be day 30 would be February 2nd to day 35, which would be February 7th, right around that region, probably right there and after, because it's a couple weeks after the inauguration. That's probably where you start seeing, price take off a bit more. So it does seem like we have a pretty good cycle high end, and now it's just a matter of redefining support here before continuing higher. And in terms of like how high can Bitcoin go into, let's say, the end of February, if you look at this area where we had a local peak on the red band here on the golden ratio multiplier, right now we're well under that green band, which is the 1.6 accumulation high here. And then you have the 2 potential bull high, which is where we got that area here. So right now, Bitcoin would have to go to $131,000 in order to, just have a potential local top or really, really slow down its price action. And if you look about a month ago, around November, November 20th or so, we were at 114,000. So it's actually increasing speed now in terms of to the upside. So it's about $15,000 difference, a little bit more actually, about 16,000. About a month ago, it was 8,000. So because we've pushed up in price, the potential high that we can get is getting higher and higher. So that's a good thing, right? That we actually are getting a dip right now because it resets price a little bit, but allows us to go higher. So like the more little dips like this that we get at the end of each 60-day cycle, we have about 6 potentials within next year. Those actually help us to stay higher longer. But that would mean then at the end of January, right, which I don't think we're going to get anywhere near this number, $145,000 Bitcoin would be what's necessary at the end of January in order for us to get a local top. So then at the end of February, that'd be about $160,000 Bitcoin. And then if we do continue up in price without hitting those levels, then the end of March, I would gather maybe be even, instead of 15K higher, be another 20K higher. So it might be like $180,000 Bitcoin would be where we would need to get to be over priced essentially in the spring. So for Q1, it does seem we actually have a lot of headroom for Bitcoin to grow. And so if Bitcoin got to like 140K or 130K, right, within the quarter, and Ethereum jumps towards 7K and stuff like that, and then, you see PulseX and Hex coming back and PulseGen and all this, everything, Sonic doing well. There's actually way more upside than that's possible here because we have had some of this major dip over the last 6 to 9 months that I think a lot of people understand. So because a lot of people, when they look at 100K Bitcoin, they're like, oh yeah, we're just really, really high right now, right? But actually, no, we have a lot of space to pump essentially. But I don't know what you're thinking on macro price and because stock market's pretty weak as well.
Yeah, I mean the stock market's really only weak because of the Fed basically said we're not going to cut as many rates in 2025. I think they might be forced to anyway. But we're going to get 50 basis points of cuts next year. That's what they've said. Originally, it was supposed to be 100 to 125 basis points next year, and then another 100 for 2026. They're pretty much doing this because the stock market has been really strong. Crypto, partly because the crypto market's been rallying really strongly as well. The U.S. economy is not struggling as much as it used to anymore. Prices have not come down, but just stopped going up as much. But prices still have gone up quite a lot. I'm going to tell any of you guys, go to a drive-through, go to a store, go to a Costco, go to Target, go anywhere. Everything's ridiculous. Priced. Everything's getting ridiculously priced. And this is putting pressures in the labor market, and it's also causing all kinds of problems too, where and wages are going to probably go up. That's inflationary. That's good, but that's inflationary. They're also, because of Trump, this is like a ramification of Trump also that's going to close the border and let less immigrants in. There's less workers, so that also increases wages as well, because for these jobs and stuff like that. Because of all the COVID stuff that happened, a ton of people South Park even made fun of it. Like, hey, we're welcome to Dick and Balls. You want to work here for minimum wage? No. Can I work from home? No, you can't work from home. It's a hot dog stand. Can I have time? Can I get paid time off and stuff for basically mental health? No, you can't. What is wrong with this generation? Fine, I don't want to work here then. Yep. So it's kind of the whole thing to let the lion out of the cage, put him back in the cage. Now he knows he's in the cage, basically. Right. So that's what's going on there. So the labor market's that's the structure right there. Also, I think with the more and more people are going on the internet. AI has lightly started to start taking jobs away. It's going to really start pretty soon. I think it's happening a lot on the video content level for a lot of people, where maybe you had 4 or 5 guys working in terms of the digital nomad space. A lot of guys are having used to have 5-7 person teams for million subscriber channels. They're having 2 to 3 now. But that starts having ripple effects where eventually, even in the digital nomad space, you might have one guy that does a bunch, or 2 guys. That's it, and then that'll be part of the average, and then it just keeps going on from there. Same thing for marketing companies and everything like that. It just keeps getting more. It's just white collar jobs are under attack basically over time.
Yeah, and the people who use those 2 tools well will be able to basically get past everybody else, and then everybody else, who doesn't understand how to use them or doesn't utilize them and all that, they kind of get left behind a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it's a really tough thing, and then that comes down to the old thing where the thing with technology is that as technology advances, we have a bell curve, right? Let's just say we have 10% of people that are extremely highly intelligent, and then we have 10% of the population that are just borderline, not drooling, but right there on the line. And as technology has gotten more and more advanced, some jobs, it's not a rule of thumb and stuff, it's just more or less it's a guiding post. They're becoming a lot more difficult and require more creativity. That's a nice way to say it. Instead, basically saying dumb people can't do some of these jobs. And
Right.
and like the average jobs are becoming more technically difficult, and it's leaving a lot of people behind and misplaced and stuff like that. But that's like, haha, that's funny and stuff. But then as it keeps going higher and higher, it could possibly happen to you, or it starts happening to a family member, and it's a slow IQ creep, like where the hash difficulty is going up slowly but surely, and in this technical world and stuff like that. Now you can niche out and be safe. That's the beauty of like being smart enough to have emotional intelligence and stuff, of like, and being tactful. But a lot of people, a lot of people are under this illusion that are just like, I just go to my job, do my fucking job, I get to go home, it's my free time.
Yeah, I mean, they're trained to treat their work like they're going to school. Like, I kind of sometimes view white collar corporate jobs where it's just a desk punching, hole punching job or time punching job. I kind of view them as like elementary school or junior high school for adults, is really what it is. And a lot of them act like they're in junior high school too, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
But, especially with political bullshit and whatever.
Yeah, Andrew Yang was talking about this. Really? Oh, cool. Yeah, I saw Andrew. I thought Andrew Yang was basically just trying to give a paycheck to everybody, or like basic universal income.
Yeah, I mean, that was his shtick. That was the thing that got him famous.
Yeah, and I always like this. What's the guy? This guy in New York who ran under one thing. Like, I'm running on the rent is too damn high. Like,
right. That's a good thing.
Like, the economy's not doing well, boy. If we lowered the goddamn rent, we wouldn't have these problems. There'd be money for spending. It's like the rent is too goddamn high. Fucking hilarious.
Everybody can get behind that.
But it's true, though. I mean, it is true. If gasoline went to zero, if gasoline went to like $10, a lot of extra money in the economy. If rent got cut in half, that's a whole lot of cash in the economy. That's true. Hey.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I'm just playing around with things here while we're talking.
So like high skilled blue collar jobs, or just like blue collar jobs, is basically one of the fastest ways to get rich. It's tough. It's a hard industry, and sometimes it is a little hard to find some way to learn. Sometimes you're learning baptism through fire, and it is difficult sometimes. Like, I mean, I found it troubling and stuff when I started. Like, I couldn't find any school to teach me anything. Like, at all,
right?
Like, at all. There's no like apprenticeship. Like, good luck. And then if there is a guy teaching an apprentice, he's usually teaching. I mean, it's not nepotism, but he's teaching a family member or a friend of a family. And why is he going to teach you? And he won't. Usually.
Yeah.
Now that is kind of defeatist. Like, you still have to try. Of course, try and find. You find your way in. You'll find your way in. But like it is true. It's like, I mean, if I'm let's just say I'm a master at my craft. And like, I have family pressure to give my fucking cousin, to teach my cousin up so he's not a fucking deadbeat fucking loser. And that's the truth. I mean, like, that's kind of lower end nepotism, but like, that happens with everybody in our family. It's absolutely what happens. And like, it happens. I mean, it happens in every family, but there's like larger scale nepotism where it's crazy. Yeah. But, yeah, people drinking every day, weekends celebrating and being a slave. Yeah, So just to go roll back to the beginning of it, it's just basically what's happening is real estate sector is freaking the fuck out. If we look at usually what the mortgage rate is, it's a couple points above the 10-year Treasury note, and basically to get a 30-year mortgage right now, it's about 6 to 7%, which even after the cuts that happened, because there's some shit going down in the market right now. So the Federal Reserve is still offloading the balance sheet. They are still doing the reverse repos and stuff like that. But basically what's happening is that this is going to cause a big problem in the real estate market down the line. Like, it's going to be real estate related, probably to people not being able to refinance. People need to refinance. So there's big long-term loans, especially in the retail sector and in commercial real estate, that they need to refinance the loans. They can get, like, these banks will be like, we'll let you kick it down the road. But like, I can't justify it if the interest rates aren't lower to like give you a better rate, or like, because seriously, like, I mean, actually something that Ben Malla talked about, that like he had such a good standing with the bank, and this same thing that saved Grant Cardone's ass is that like just keep paying the payment. We're just going to extend out the loan. So we don't fucking zero you out, because it's like if we start zeroing you out, then that causes a cascade. I have to zero out other people, and then we get in huge trouble because when we find out our real estate portfolio is not worth as much as it is. So this whole thing where like, if you liquidate enough players, that causes, in a very tight market, that can cause prices to really dip down, and then that can cause banks to be undercapitalized, or like the net worth of their assets under management of like real estate is not as worth as much as they are, and then they get into trouble. And then that causes tons of problems. It's good, it should happen, but at the same time too, they're also like, I mean, I get it too. If I was running a bank, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I mean, like, yeah, bro, all right, can you still afford the payment? Just keep making the fucking payment, and then it's, we'll give you another 2 years.
Yeah, it's kind of like, if you have a place that you're renting, you just want to keep tenants, to keep the tenants there, and like, then you got cash flow, and you figure everything else out. It's the same thing with the banks, right? They're just like, okay, I'm gonna make sure these things are solvent, and then we can kind of work things out.
Yeah, I would ice these fuckers and make money off their losses. Well, yeah, but you're right. You're like, that's how the market's supposed to work. But at the same time, too, right? Like, there's a case for, because, all right, basically, like, we really believed in laissez-faire, and we really believed in basically true capitalism and stuff. And we allowed that to happen where like things were unchecked. That's kind of one reason the 1920s happens, because we allowed people to just take out leverage. There was no protections at all. We basically allowed retards to keep levering themselves out. And everyone hunky-dory. We ran basically in 4 to 5 years, we ran through just about all the savings bonds of all the people who saved all their money for World War I. So World War I started. You could buy victory bonds for 5 cents. When the war is over and we pay you back, this will be worth 15 cents. So people had tons of savings. So this is why the bond market's the biggest market on the world, is because that was really the first time the American population and even some European nations as well, the populace got kind of introduced to a market. They're like, wow, bonds are cool. Wow, you mean I can just put my savings here and I'll make more money? So that really like took the bond market to like a crazy level. And then what happened was some of these bond traders and some of these stock guys were like, well, we only really sell stocks to people who run companies or own companies. Why can't we sell it to the populace? All right, so they started calling war vets and stuff, and they started calling women and stuff, and seriously, like anyone who would have a bunch of savings, and you just imagine the entire U.S. population stopped spending money and literally saved every penny and put it towards the war effort. They had a ton of money left over, and then they basically, I mean, if you maybe conspiratorial or maybe the market were like, how can we funnel all these savings into our fucking pocket? And they started doing that. And so like the stock market started exploding, mostly on railroads and radio technology, which is technology back then. That was huge technology. And stocks were going bananas. Sears Macy's going crazy. And what happened is that at some point their savings started getting run through. So they started letting people lever themselves out. And I think what it was is at the peak, 8x leverage long was about like what they can do. So you could take $500, $500, and get like $1,000, get like $8,000 for it and buy like $8,000 of stock. And then at that point, the bucket shops and all this stuff, they couldn't lend any more out. And then boom, collapse. So that's kind of what happened. So, and then, I mean, I can keep going. Like this is
I know you guys. I'm just sitting here listening. I'm like, these are interesting little stories. I like it.
Yeah, but this is kind of where all this happened, and then the government didn't really get involved. Also, the Federal Reserve just sat on their fucking ass, basically, probably because they didn't want, like, they were just a pretty new institution. They got created in 1913 after the Titanic, and they were essentially created to basically they were premeditating World War I, so they had done it so the United States had the ability to print a metric ton of money, and the United States really got rich after World War I. That's really where we were already like the biggest. We were already like China essentially at the time, like during the late 1890s. But by the early 1900s, 1910s, and especially into World War I, where Europe got in, we were basically the superpower now at that point in time.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, Buffett's always sitting on cash. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, it's just getting old now with that shit. I mean, like he just doesn't know what. I mean, he has the cash. Like when a dip will happen eventually, he's right, and he'll buy like 50% off of stock. I mean, the big crash is going to be 50-60% off on stocks. That's really going to be it. Like,
well, and looking at this is kind of funny, right? Because I remember this whole time that we've been essentially like in a bull market for Bitcoin. You know, the stock market's also been in a bull market, and that you know, like each of these dips, it was like the world was ending. You know, every single one. Like, so I mean, here when you're going into the thick of it, you know, we bottomed on the S&P in October of 2022, about a month and a half before Bitcoin got its 4-year cycle low. Right. And then I remember when it broke its downtrend, people were like, "Oh yeah, it's just going to go down, new lows." And then what does it do? It starts printing up towards previous high. Right. Like I bet you if you did a fib retracement on it, yeah, it came right up to that 0.786, got rejected. Everybody said, "Oh no, you know, we're going to a recession. It's all over here," you know, and then boom, price keeps going up. You get another dip, price keeps going up. So it's like, yeah, it is kind of old hat to have people, you know, make it a lot of fun in the traditional market. I mean, that's a 10% dip right there is extreme, right, for the stock market. Here, obviously a bigger one, you know, that was like 10%, 11%. And then this one here, I think, was about 6% or so. And so what's happened so far here, you know, for last week is about 5%. And you know, it doesn't have to be a major dip. There's plenty of them that continue on after that. But if you zoom in and look at kind of where the S&P is at right now, we turn on our algo here. I mean, you got to sell some sell setups here, and then you finally got a sell confirmation. Immediately afterwards, you get a new buy, go on another run. You get a dip, get another buy, go on another run. Here, you got a little bit of a premature sell. And so where you see the S&P closing on Friday, right? Basically, when it enters the new week, if it comes down, gets support here again, maybe goes a little lower and then recovers that, like that could be it for that dip there going into the end of the year. So it's, you know, maybe it goes down 5% more or something like that, or a few more percent. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it could go as low here as like 5,500, which would be a 10% total dip, and then boom, you probably get recovery from there. So I think a lot of people are like, oh, you know, this is the end of the world. You know, bull market's over for the stock market, for crypto, for everything. You know, and I don't know. Just seems like we've heard this story every 3 to 6 months, maybe every 6 months in the last 2 years, but we've been in a raging bull market. So
I mean, shame on some of these influencers. They should know better by now. I know I recognize some of these guys from last cycle. They shouldn't be this fucking stupid. Yeah, they really shouldn't. And I mean, at this point in time, I just think it's completely intentional. I mean, it's so crazy to me, like absolutely crazy. Now, if some war went off or like tons of bombs went off, and then sure, if we had a big war, but then we have bigger problems, right? At that point in time. But
yeah, I think the last 1 week, the biggest issues were the Fed being uncertain about how many rate cuts next year. In Germany, you know, somebody drove a car through, you know, like an area or whatever for Christmas, and then Amazon workers went on strike, and then, you know, spending bill for Congress was slowed down or whatever. It's like, okay,
Graham Stephan said it's the top, bro, dude. Him. All right, look. I like Graham Stephan. I like
the crypto or the top for stocks is what he's saying. Either way,
you probably say crypto, but like. It's not that, bro. We're gonna have Trump and mother. What is who in there, bro? It's just dum-dums right here. Okay. I like the guys, but they have been outside of them just saying buy the S&P or buy the Spider. Their calls have been unbelievably terribly wrong. Absolutely wrong. I mean, literally, not CoffeeZilla, some kind of CoffeeZilla guy was getting on. So there used to be like 4 or 5, like there used to be 4 guys in the like Jeremy, the guy that ran. I forgot the other guy's names and stuff. So you had Stefan, and you basically had. I'll find the big 4 and shit of like they used to have a big show and stuff like that. They used to do like a money talk show, and they're pretty wrong about a lot of stuff, man. I mean,
like a lot of those channels, how do they get promoted in the YouTube algo? They say what people want to hear a lot of the time, you know, or with the people's biggest emotional spike.
Meet Kevin's one.
Oh, dude, Meet Kevin's terrible.
Yeah, Jeremy from the Financial Education Channel. He's the guy who got me into crypto because he wouldn't stop shit talking Ethereum. So he fudded me into getting into crypto. Like I was just looking for like I was following 15 of these kind of stock channels, and I always liked because there's one company that I kind of liked, which is Freshpet. This is a company I was looking at, and he talked about it. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me listen to what he said. And then I was listening to a video of his. He just kept like, oh, that Ethereum stuff, I don't know. Don't look into it. It's so bull. It's total fucking Ponzi. And then eventually, after like a couple months of like hearing him say this, I'm like, what the fuck is happening over there in crypto? And I was like, wow, and yeah, it's just the wrong. Like I think even Meek allegedly. Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, so these four, right? Andre, Meek Kevin, Jeremy, and Graham. Like Jeremy's been like terribly. He takes shots, so I got to give him like I can't completely shit on the guy. But the thing
that I get annoyed about is when it's like, okay, the algo basically wants us to push out whatever people are going to click on the most, right? So the market right now thinks that we're heading towards a recession. So recession fears. That's all we're going to talk about for like the next 6 months. That was 2022 and 2023. Now it's like, okay, election uncertainty. Fed interest rates. It's just like, I don't know. You get a lot of the times it's just like, hey, we want to be loud to get attention, and it's not necessarily about trying to look at where the market's going versus, guys like us, we're just like, hey, we're going to go out on a limb and say, hey, we think this is going to happen next and this is why. And, we're not always right either, but at the same time, obviously if you go look through our record, we're more right than we are not, but like, even so, it's just like one of those things where I don't know. If you're going to be in the finance space, you kind of have to go out and say, "Hey, here are the probabilities. Here are the possibilities. Here's the most likely outcome." But we have these possibilities as well. But people don't want to hear that shit because people want to hear like, "A happened." The guy got shot over. In Los Angeles. So that's exactly the reason why the market's dropping right now. Like people just want that binary, like this then that. Which is not how markets work.
Right, and as an example, like Graham's incredible at real estate. Like I think I think he does good overall commentary, but he is a bit of a caricature like of himself. Like, I think he's a good dude overall. I think the Iced Coffee Hour is a great transition show that he kind of.
Yeah, I think they're trying to do good things, but they do push into the algo a lot.
With
which is why they make channels, So
yeah. But and then just people don't understand about like stock because like look, I can understand. I could literally explain in like with these channels because I watched them back in the day. Like Jeremy, I don't think he's a bad guy or anything like that, but it's tough picking stocks. And the thing is, in order to make returns, you have to be stock picking and going into like more lower caps, and you're going risky, right? So it's a tough game. And when the market's going in the right direction, you're doing really well. But it's kind of like all the hype stocks or all the meme stocks. At some point, it ends, and then that's it. And then they crash really badly. And then some people don't take profits or exit those positions because in stocks, they just keep buying the same thing forever and don't look at it. And they lock in massive losses. Meet Kevin, good at real estate and stuff like that, but like just went out of his wheelhouse and then went into politics and that's really the reason Meet Kevin really got destroyed. Was because he went into politics. They fucking came after him, and they ran this whole sort of thing on him, and then he ended up launching supposedly some sort of like his own version of like an S&P 500 or like an ETF, and it's performed horribly. And the other guy, right, Andre, right here, I think he's probably like I'd probably say overall like the best out of the three in terms of like an overall guy. Right, but he's pretty good. He has pretty good stances on crypto, more or less. But but it's like I can't think of anything outrageous he said. Basically, just so it's kind of like this is why people don't go into politics really, because like the politics game made Kevin look crazy, and they made him look crazy, very crazy.
He did dye his hair pink himself, but
yeah, I mean to get attention, and then also like. So Kevin got in trouble one time basically because he went over there was some beef between him and Grant Cardone. So he went to Grant Cardone's office and then Grant Cardone called the cops on him. Kind of a bitch move, but it is what it is. And then to bring this back to crypto, Grant Cardone was talking shit about Hex as well, you know, and then like wasn't he wanted as well for a lot of things as well? It's kind of like, you know, and it's hard to stay. It's like me and Charlie can talk a little bit about stocks and stuff, and we know enough to like look over the macro market, but we're in our lane, which is crypto, right? Yeah, and I like people ask me, so what are you doing with real estate? Well, this is what personally I'm doing with my real estate. I didn't fucking buy any, and if you hear the real estate guy, it's like I'm scratching on the chalkboard, right? But it was absolutely the right financial decision for me. Absolutely, without a doubt. Like I made more money not buying real estate and just putting my money back into the industry which I know the best. It's kind of like Martin Shkreli, where like where is he investing in stocks? In biotech, where that's where he makes all his money. That's where he's worked in. His niche. He's a master of his niche. I think sometimes he's wrong about what he says about crypto. Absolutely.
Oh, very much so. Very much.
Yeah. So. Super smart. But this is also the problem too, is like you're super smart, and then sometimes I don't know, it takes a while to really get the whole thing and stuff, and then too, like he's a very cocky guy, and I think overly too much so, but like he's worked hard and was successful at a young age and stuff, so it's great, you know, but like he has been wrong severely, but that's not, but I have no right to chastise him if it's his own money, and two, I have no right to chastise him. I would never talk shit about him on like biotech. He'd whip my ass. I'm a complete loser novice when it comes to biotech. He would run circles around me.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? It's like, whatever you're really, really great at, you know, that's where you're going to have the most things. But yeah, like, our opinions on biotech and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, they make money. People want medicine. People want to improve their lives. Like that's as far as we're going to go. Right. But like, yeah.
And the whole thing too with Meet Kevin too, when he got a DUI, is a DUI that bad? Realistically, like they're acting like he assaulted some fucking underage girl. That's how much they blew it up. Like,
you go down to the Midwest or up to the Midwest, right? Like driving drunk, right, is just like a way of life a lot further, especially like a lot of
not condoning it, you guys.
No, not at all. Just like people in their 20s, right, and like teenagers sometimes too, which is really, really bad because like you're most likely to get into like the worst, accidents before you're, I think like for men it's before age 20. I think for women it's like before 22 or something like that. So like because you're kind of young and dumb, right? But yeah, I mean, if you go out to the countryside in the United States, how many people are doing that? Realistically,
bro,
you know what I'm saying?
All of it. Everyone. Now, you should not be driving. It's a class. Tim Dillon says it best. Tim Dillon says it best. I mean, how are you going to get good at drunk driving if you don't drink and drive all the time? Right? Like, I mean, no.
But yeah, I mean, it's like the part of America. It's like, hey, worry about your own shit. But yeah, I mean, I like Jordan Addison of the Minnesota Vikings. He was caught in LA during the summer or whatever, sleeping at the wheel on the opposite side of an exit ramp to a highway or something like that because he'd smoked too much weed or something. Like it was a DUI for weed or something like that. Dude's playing out of his mind in the NFL right now. He didn't hurt nobody, but it's just like, I don't know. Those types of headlines always get blasted out there, because I don't know. It's easy immediate clickbait. I think whenever there's an earthquake in Japan, and the BBC has a slow news day, right? They're like, huge earthquake in Tokyo, and everybody in Tokyo is like, okay,
right.
Like, yeah, media likes to hype shit up, but it is what it is.
I'm a crypto guy, but here at Crypto Studios, I like supporting water. Water is like, imagine it's sort of like like we're crypto guys, but for me, I like using this brand of lipstick. Lipstick, and that's how ridiculous it seems. Like once you're in the YouTube game, you'll understand. Because me and Charlie are in the crypto side of the YouTube, right? And we see other YouTubers, and we just see them taking these huge left turns. It's not like a podcast where you're just talking. It's like you make videos that are super serious because you're trying to convince people of it, and and then when you're an actual expert at it, you're just like, damn, this is a hella off. Holy fuck.
Right.
Like, yeah. Anyways, but yeah.
Just type it in the chat.
I mean, like Dave Portnoy, right? Like, I mean, what do you get? He knows his sports, and then he does pizza reviews. I mean, but like
he's super he's not biased, right?
Yeah.
It's like anything to do with Boston, and he's like, you know, we never did anything wrong if they were, you know, got away with the penalty or everything. And anytime like somebody slightly brushes one of the players on his team, it's like, oh my God, like they got away with it.
Right. And people can change their skills over time, but it takes time to do so. It takes time to do so, and everyone can make the transition. I mean, Michael Saylor was saying Bitcoin was dog shit in 2013, and now he's probably one of the best actual speakers of Bitcoin. I mean, he really is. I mean, he's convincing so many people in TradFi. His stock keeps going up. I mean, bro, they keep trying to get him in gotchas, and then he turns it around on them. He's like, do you know they do that every day? The reason your skyscraper is so tall today is because the companies took out leverage on their own. Fucking, oh my God. Like, they don't know what to do with him, bro. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do with him. Like, they keep trying to get him in gotchas, and he's just slippery, man.
Oh, for sure. Well, and like, one of the tweets that I liked earlier this, like in the last month or so or whatever, somebody had said like, Michael Saylor is proof that you can be wrong on, you know, a thesis about an asset for a while and still make $18 billion in profit. It's like, yep.
It's like $1 million. Oh, that's not that much money anymore. Oh, $14 billion.
Yeah, I forget. Like, I forget where he's at compared to BlackRock or whatever. But BlackRock, you know, they caught up to him. It took him about like maybe 9 months, I think, or 6 or 9 months for BlackRock to catch up with MicroStrategy for how many coins they hold.
I mean, it's pretty crazy, man. There's only so much Bitcoin out here. I mean, it is at the end of the day, it is inflationary. Like, it's not deflationary, but there's more people that buy it than the inflation. So there's a very limited supply. I mean, the amount being created a day is nothing. Was it $450 a day? Yeah, $450 a day.
Yeah, no, yeah.
$450 a day. That's absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
I mean,
BlackRock will buy that up in like for lunch.
I mean, I'm gonna butcher the name. Qatar.
Yeah.
Qatar just basically got like they're I guess we're trying to keep it under wraps, but they got caught with like, we have 30,000 BTC. We got 30,000 and it only takes a couple more countries, these small countries or these oil rich countries are like, I'm surprised Denmark has a $1 trillion, sovereign wealth fund, right? I mean, they could add some BTC or some Ethereum or whatever to it, and it becomes even more wealthy. Like, I didn't even know Mexico has a sovereign wealth fund. I didn't even know that. Like, they do. It's gigantic as well, you know.
Well, and even in the United States, right? I kind of view like the people's acceptance of crypto kind of similar to how people started accepting weed being legalized recreationally, right? Because you have a few states right now proposing a Bitcoin strategic reserve as well. You have Texas, Florida, and Ohio. I know those three for sure are proposing a Bitcoin strategic reserve for the state itself. And like, you know, El Salvador is one of the first ones, you know, to adopt Bitcoin internationally and stuff like that, even though the IMF didn't want them to, and all sorts of stuff. So usually the way it works in crypto is like the small guy starts winning and then people are like, wait a minute here, what's going on? You know, why are these guys doing it? And then, you know, all of a sudden people are like, oh, I kind of see here. And then you get people piling in, but yeah, it takes a while.
Bukele's done a great job with El Salvador. He had to do some really rough shit.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, bro, enough with these gangs. It's enough. Like it's just, you can't, it was just too much. Now I'm pretty sure, you know, he rolled so many people that probably, if just rough guesstimate, probably there's 10% of people that probably didn't need to be in there, which that really sucks. But like, dang, dude, the country was like now it's becoming investment. People are like seriously actually considering moving there. You know, it's becoming much safer. It's still not 100%. There's always like, it's not 100% safe, but like, I actually thought, I saw, like we were talking about Richard the other day, and that was on my stream. And then what happened to him, like this, like the first time something really bad happened to him was when he really made money. The first time I think he sold his audio store company, or his car audio store company. And in 2001 or 2002, he moved to Panama, and they basically, through lawyers and like these little gangsters, they basically legally robbed him, and then like held his like fiance at the time at gunpoint and stuff like that, you know. So, and that's in Panama. And like I have a buddy of mine that that's been to Panama and stuff like that. So like, if you don't stay in the central city around the nice places, Panama's still fucking dangerous, extremely dangerous. And like, so even Panama, which is supposed to be like this, I'm always so shocked because I remember even like through when I was on the internet and stuff early on, even from like 2008 onwards and stuff, I would hear all the time like Panama is such a great place, and I mean maybe if it really low key, but like it's not like I've heard from some good. I mean, not Randy, no, shout out to Randy, but I know Randy lives there, but like Randy Hilarski, but like I've heard from other people that like it's not as safe as people say it is, still, and then and imagine like how like in 2002 it was hella dangerous. Like holy crap, that's crazy. Like so you have to be careful in some of these countries and stuff like that. Shout out to Money Gang. I heard he's in Colombia, man. Stay safe, brother.
Yeah, and I mean, and even if you speak the language, if you're not a local there, still like for a lot of the people it can be very dangerous. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah. Anyway, I mean, we can just keep going on and stuff, but it's just like it's common. Is like we're trying to teach you guys some common sense. I know common sense isn't common, but like just stay safe because like I mean, like we love to talk about like these sort of like other countries and kind of places to go to and stuff like that. Like, but you've got to look at your own life and see if that's even a right decision for you as a person, right? If you're single and you're still young or you're still in your 30s, like the world's your oyster, really. But you have to kind of watch your six and not be dumb, like the tourist, like, oh bro, you're staying in the touristy area. There's a reason you stay in the touristy area. There's a reason for that. Like sure you can go out off the beaten path, but like you're playing with your life.
Yeah,
you really are.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we have a bunch of super chats.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Lined up.
All right, we got Diamond Hand Degenerate with the $5 super chat. Did we secure a mansion for the meetup? I heard Diddy's mansion. All right, brother. Diddy's mansion is for sale. Didn't Kai Nice that or whatever? He accidentally rented the mansion next to Diddy's mansion by accident. So he's like streaming there. He's like, dude, is that Diddy's mansion? Dude, I did not know Diddy's mansion is next door. And they're like looking over their mansion, thinking there's a secret tunnels that connect to his mansion. But no, we're not. We did not do a mansion for this meetup. Maybe for the next meetup, we possibly do a mansion. But it's because we're going to. There's a lot of places and venues and places we're going to. So, but don't worry, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yep. Yeah, I think the main place where we have the main portion of the meetup on that Friday night, right? We have kind of it's a bunch of different vibes in one, right? Like we have the open bar, we have some hors d'oeuvres and food for people to eat. We have like a little balcony people can go outside on and chill and smoke if they're smokers, right? There's like a lot of room on the inside. There's some like chill activities to do right out the main area. And then like if you go downstairs, there's another open bar where, there's a live DJ and stuff on Friday night. And it's more like kind of like a club scene type vibe. So like, yeah, there's kind of something for everybody at the party and everybody can kind of just go around and do that. And then, like you said, we have a bunch of other events planned as well. So I think it'll be a good time.
I'm really excited for Casino Quest. I really am. Like, damn, that's gonna be so cool, dude. We're like, we got so many people interested in going that we upped the amount of time we're there and stuff as well. So like, it's gonna be a really great time. These guys are great. You guys should check out their YouTube channel, Casino Quest. Like, if you're gonna gamble, don't go like blind. Basically,
yeah, they got some good strategy games out there.
Definitely. All right, the next super chat is Joshua. With $10 super chat, seeing what's happening to RH, I understand why Satoshi never revealed his identity. Still holding.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I think they would have got Satoshi at some point. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it was Gavin Andreessen, which he had given some of the coding stuff to or whatever when he was leaving, and then Gavin Andreessen sent him a message, and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go give a talk to the FBI and CIA about what Bitcoin is," and then Satoshi just never responded. He was just like, "I'm out."
Well, he's got to talk to him. It's crazy, Yoda Taco Life price predictions for Velodrome. Thank you. Happy holidays, Moongang. Where is Velodrome at? I know it's Velodrome is very tied to the Ethereum price, extremely so. So. See if I can pull it up here. Velodrome is currently about 17 cents. Let me just let this load for 1 second.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a little glitchy.
Yeah, so it's almost like whoa. Okay. Yeah, so it's basically 9 cents about in September. It's been slowly lagging up here. Came down here to 13 cents, and then Ethereum took off. Boom. Went to 35 cents. And this might have been said in the past when I went to the max log. Like, you can look at these spikes right here. This is these huge spike moves right here. This happened in March. Every time Ethereum does an all-time high or goes crazy, this thing goes parabolic. I mean, look at this. I mean, that's the all-time the local top for the cycle for Ethereum. Boom, velodrome right there.
Yep. Yeah, I think like what do you call it? It responds very well to alt seasons.
Yeah, but did we match the last local top for Ethereum?
Mm-mm.
We went higher, right?
Let me pull it up. You mean the one from March, right?
Yeah, the one in March. Yeah.
Yeah, the one from March, we basically is the same, almost the same price. You met it, and it did hit with the last 0.786 fib retracement from the top to the bottom of the top of the bull market to the bottom of the bear market. So it's been getting rejected 3 times from the same area now on the weekly chart. So once it gets past that, which that price is about $4,100, once it can get a weekly close above there, I think then it's off to the races to a new all-time high.
Got it. So basically what I'm seeing with Velodrome here is like more people were caught off guard how much Ethereum, because people probably thought Ethereum's really taken off this time finally, boom, and came back down. And now that it's kind of retested that all-time that local top of Ethereum, it looks to me that because it didn't go as high, we had some people rotate out of the OP ecosystem in Velodrome as well. I bet you if I pull up Aerodrome, it's going to be the same thing, basically. And so this is going to get fixed up once Ethereum breaks that local top. People will just like, oh, my God, it's running, and they'll jump back in, and the coin will really spike at that point. So probably people were caught a little off guard with the run here and just probably allocated in Solana or allocated somewhere else, I would imagine. So, yeah. I mean, I literally have a meme about maybe I should play it, actually. Where is it?
Arbitrum. ZK Sync, Matic, Blast, Optimism, Mental, Starknet, Scroll. Yeah, we're coming for you, nigga.
Oh, shit don't get old. But yeah, I mean, it's still a very cheap coin. Like this coin getting to $1 billion, later in the year and stuff, it's totally feasible. The main game with this coin is just buying down here in these lower prices, right? Like this ramped up to 27 cents, 7 cents, 9 cents. So this is a coin you could have very easily an average price of 10 cents. And then you're sitting on a 70% right now after a big dip down, so you could have been sitting on a 2.5x. And then when it finally breaks out, this thing could, roughly get about above $1 and some change. Once we really get a brand new all-time high, like me and Charlie still think that Ethereum is going to do very well in the first quarter. But it's very possible we can finally get like a $5,000, $6,000 Ethereum. Even seven, which is very possible. So that'll really pump up the L2s. But just don't go running into it. Like you don't have to just hold. OP as an example, but like Velodrome, Aerodrome, Equalizer. But like because Ethereum, when it starts doing very well, whales have a lot of Ethereum. This really pumps up prices on all over crypto, and you get a big run in L1s and L2s. Because we've seen Bitcoin going up, but like certain things are going up, like some memes and stuff. But a lot of L1s are kind of lagging behind and stuff. But still, some are doing pretty well. It's Velodrome and Aerodrome. No, Aerodrome is kind of a Coinbase token, sort of, quasi a little bit, but Velo is its own thing, kind of, Kyle finds another gem. Yeah, but there you go, brother. Let's keep going. Nicholas Munoz, $16,000 portfolio. Okay, so he's got Hex, Pulsex, Alluvium, Metis, Boo, Root, Gala, Soul, Pulse, Pepe, Phantom. What do you think my portfolio can hit this bull run? Locked in, Charlie.
Perfect. We'd like to see locked in. I mean, a lot of them are higher potential gaining coins. I mean, in terms of like alt season, stuff that can like do a lot of X's. Because then you don't start seeing the like slowdown on the number of X's they get to like Solana there.
Yeah. I mean, you got a decent. I mean, like what he means by K means thousands. So he's got like 112,000 hex, and stuff like that. So I imagine that's hex. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it going over 300K if everything pans out.
Right. Yeah, exactly right. But it's true. It's just true. Like we haven't. I mean, we got you guys got a taste of the bullishness. That was just a taste.
Yep.
Right.
Just an appetizer, just an hors d'oeuvre.
Alt season, when it really hits, it's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous, man. I've secured more Litecoin. I forgot to tell you guys that.
Beautiful.
So, yeah. Cool. All right, let's keep going. We got the sit down with the 299 or the. Do you see RH doing any streams in 2025? I hope when the lawsuit gets thrown out, he's back on YouTube just talking shit, dude.
I would like to see that. That'd be entertaining as hell.
I cannot wait, dude. I cannot wait.
Yeah, if you think like you get a price dump just from some FUD that we see out there now, just imagine it's 25% dump when Richard Hart gets wanted by Interpol, but it's a 250% pump when he gets back on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, the lawsuit gets thrown out, and I can almost say with the certainty, damn near certainty, the ecosystem will at least double in price.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe more. But like, I don't want to say like 3-4x or something like that. Richard comes back. I was coughing in Rich. Ridiculous. So we got Eddie with the $10 super chat. Thank you, brother. If you did comment, just comment below, I guess. Sometimes that happens on mobile. Like you try.
I think he put in a super chat for his question a couple of months later.
Oh, okay, I see it now. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm working on a ship overnight. I'm a longshoreman. Hey, stay safe out there, brother. Can you look at brothers? It's a meme coin on Solana. Also radium, Velo stacks 33. Radium, stacks. Oh, stacks. Okay, 34, 33. So look at that. Maybe a Pulsex bag.
Maybe a Pulsex bag. I mean, getting the cheap Pulsex bag right now,
You can look at Brothers. Oh, at Brothers? Brothers.
Which chain is it on?
I think so.
Yeah,
let me look.
Yeah.
Brothers. Sons of Solana. Okay. Very new coin. What, today? Yeah, launched today.
Yeah.
They wicked to like 70% of a penny, and it crashed down here to a whole lot of zeros. About $500,000 right now for like here. Let me show it.
Yeah, I can see the chart. It looks like a straight up pump and dump.
Very new coin. Basically, there's Ponke, there's Chill, and then there's Pepe. Which Ponke understand, but Pepe probably doesn't need to be there because it's an Ethereum-based coin. Like that's not a Solana coin.
Right.
No roadmaps, no rules, just pure unfiltered degenerate energy. I'll give their website a shot. Let me look at their website.
They're going after the Sons of Anarchy vibe.
Yeah. Billion supply probably not going to do well. I mean, any coin at this low market cap could just pump up to like a few million or 10 million, and then that's it, basically. But like, I don't know. It doesn't look like anything special to me, basically.
Mm.
Just my opinion, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of like run of the mill meme.
So he's got about a third of his money in Radium, Soul, the other in Velo, and the other one Stacks. Pretty interesting. After that, looking for some Pulsex back. Yeah, I mean, I'd hurry up on the Pulsex back, sir. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I mean, this deals, I mean, and maybe a little PHEX or EHEX bag. EHEX is dirt cheap. Those BankX dudes only got like 200 million tokens left. It's interesting. It's interesting.
Surprised they didn't sell any into the FUD.
I hope they did. I mean, maybe no one paid attention. I'll go look at the address somewhere. I've got it saved on one of my other computers. I'll try to go look at it. We got Jacob Peterson. PulseX the best buy right now. Let me look. Let's look at the last 7 days. 27%.
Yeah, they're kind of down almost the same percentages.
Yeah, I mean, Pulse is closer to its all-time low, but it hasn't pumped as much. PulseX 9, so it's at 3.5x from the bottom. Yeah, Pulse. I'd probably go PulseX, PHEX, EHEX, and then Pulse Chain in that order, probably. I mean, if I was just going to be DCing right now.
Yeah, I'd agree with that 100%.
Yeah. Yep. There you go, brother. Did I miss any of them? Nope. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we got J-Dash, $10 super chat. They got FET, they got Pepe, they got Alluvium, they got Gala, they got Root, they got Phantom, they got Boo. $200 for Brush, Goggles, S-Coat, $400 for Pulse, PulseX, PHEX, Radium, Soul Memes. You have a 2K powder. Where should it go? 10K total. Got it. You have quite a lot of coins, brother. Yeah.
He's only got about 1,600, so that's 16% in the Pulse chain ecosystem. It looks like, and Phantom, he's got Phantom and Boo in that, Brush Goggles, S-Goat. So he's got a decent Phantom bag. It looks like.
Yeah.
Solana as well. Good ecosystems.
Yeah, he's got just about a little bit of everything. It's basically just concentration. I mean, yeah, put 1,000 into Phantom to set bigger bags, and probably $1,000 into the Hex ecosystem. You need to make those a little bigger, so it's bigger moves for you.
Yeah, 16%, bringing that up to above 20% will definitely get you some good X's.
Yeah, let's keep going. We got Rob Van Der Hendelan. Sorry, that was I watched a South Park episode where they make fun of Finland. Like, we're from Finland. But the 12 euros. In the Citadel for 7 months now, based on your expertise, I have a bag of 85K Pulse, Pulse Chain, Sonic, PHEX, Gala, Alluvium, 2ETH, Pepe, P9-inch, Roots. Can I hit a 20x? Let me see here.
So which coins don't have 20x potential is kind of the way you first want to look into, right? It's like Root, yes. Pepe from where it's at,
Yeah. I mean, you have to get a late cycle. I mean, it what is it, 7 million right now? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of 20, but it'd have to go to like 100 million. It'd have to technically 80 million and some change. But yeah, I could 20x.
But yeah, PulseX, Sonic, PHEX, Gala, all those have the potential to do that.
Ethereum, no. Ethereum, no.
Ethereum, definitely not. But he's got a minor amount in Ethereum, it looks like, comparatively.
So I think yes, it could 20x. It's just it's not all going to 20x at the same time.
Right.
It's kind of that's the gist of it and stuff like that. But it looks all pretty good to me. I mean, you have some Root right there. You got some Gala. I added some Gala on this last drop, and might be my last purchase of Gala.
Yeah, I'm thinking for people who've been in the market for a while, in the last 1 year, they should load up in the early part of January. It's going to be, your next best buy.
Yeah. But I mean, you have a really good size bag. I mean, dude, 85K. I mean, you're gonna hit really good numbers with that. I mean, wow. I mean, even a 10x is already almost $1 million damn near. That's crazy. So you should do very well with that. Sonic. I think the Sonic side is just depending if you're just going to keep Sonic versus playing a couple of plays in there, and that actually might make that's the sort of thing is depending on what you do with the Sonic. I think you could probably leave the main Pulse Chain bags alone, really. But Sonic might be a little X factor for you depending on how you invest any of that. You might take 7K Sonic into Equalizer or Shadow and stuff, and it might turn into something really crazy for you, or maybe one of the new protocols over there. what I think is probably going to happen at some point is like you might end up rotating Ethereum into something at some point later, way later in the cycle. I've just got a feeling, and that's totally okay. That's sort of like if you let's just say if you had $1 million and you bought the bottom on BTC, and you're a year in and you tripled your money or 4x your money, you might take $1 million. You might take like $1 million off and put it into alts and stuff like that. So like, if Ethereum's already like 8K and stuff like that, and something like that might end up being what's going to end up happening, or like you might put that 2 ETH into a play, but it might not be the worst idea. But you just got to be really like do your research if there's a move there, because that's the problem with some of the meme coins. It's gonna pump. Is it really? Versus like, oh, I see some news event and I think that this might have a run right now because things are bullish and it could do something. Yeah. Ken Rose, brother, hey, thank you so much, man. Merry Christmas to you too, bro. This guy's always giving us a thumbs up. This time he's giving us the tree.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, you guys. Gearhead. In the new Captain America movie, the U.S. Prez is attacked. Oh, yeah. Harrison Ford. I think he's the red. I think he's like the Red Hulk or something like that. But yeah,
Harrison Ford?
Harrison Ford is the president in the new.
President. I think you said he's the Red Hulk. I'm like, what?
No, he is. I suppose he is. Yeah,
really?
The president of the United States takes a Red Hulk transformation thing, and then like he's the Red Hulk.
Republicans, Red Hulk. Oh God, that's funny.
We're coming. Okay, yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Damien, will Spooky Swap start to outpace Sonic? Not for a while until it's all onboarded over there. And I think once the roadmap and kind of like what's their plans for Sonic will happen, that's when it really will kind of happen. But they're all going to have a season. It's always like it tracks close and then it has its run and then kind of comes back into form.
Yeah, and I think Sonic has a lot of momentum. For the S token itself, it should have a lot of momentum going into February.
I'll put you on the spot, Charlie. Bull and bear math on 103 Illuvium next year.
So I'll just look at the number of Illuvium or just Illuvium's price in general, right? So bear math, in my opinion, right, is $500 Illuvium. So I think we'll get there. I mean, my worst bear math, maybe 250, right? But bull math, 1,500 to 2,500, per Illuvium. So what if we're going to average out there? Probably let's average out $1,000 per Illuvium. That's $103,000. Not too shabby.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
It's just, yeah. I mean, if I'm being bearish as hell, like bearish as hell, I think you can get 600, but it's really that 600 to 1,200 range, maybe higher. But it's such an X factor because it all depends if we really have a big GameFi season and things really take off. I mean, they are the biggest GameFi game. That's without question. There's other stuff that are saying that they're this and this, but they haven't launched anything, done anything, and Illuvium's kind of first through the hole. Even though I think there's legacy money in like Sandbox and Decentraland, like they're not going to take over. Basically, I mean, maybe as a coin, possibly they can do okay because like supply is locked up or supply is lost, and there could be whales behind it. But like Illuvium actually launched something that does work, and they're constantly improving it. And I think over the next year or two, it'll become much more playable. I think a lot of the paid tournaments are waiting for it for Ethereum and everything, the price of the token to go up, so it's a bigger number, I would imagine, if just tactician wise. But yeah, I really like the project and they're working hard at it and stuff like that. But a lot of other crypto games have said they've launched and they haven't launched. They haven't done anything. The space is the GameFi space is all talk. It really is.
I mean, it's hard to launch one.
Yeah, and it's really tough, and then because we're also like the GameFi is graded on its own curve, but also curve like. They're like I think GameFi and crypto is being unfairly judged against like it should be the next Sandbox or it should be the next like Modern Warfare. It should be the next Roblox, the next Minecraft. But like there's only like one Minecraft, and eventually someone will do it, and I think it's going to be like lead into the most massive GameFi runs of all time, and it's going to create about like 2 to 3 really good games and create about 10,000 pieces of shit.
Oh, yeah. It's like how many monkeys in a room with a typewriter does it take to make Shakespeare?
Yeah, but it's hard to create a AAA game, but it could happen eventually. It can just go viral or something. Like stuff can happen. I mean, like Minecraft was not that advanced for what it was, right?
Yeah, it's more about like playability and virality and all that stuff. Marketing plays a huge portion of game.
No, absolutely. I mean, the guy. I mean, like, was it Notch? Notch literally built the game almost by himself, other than like sound design. I think he did everything on the original version. Very bad. I remember playing when it first came out, like literally first patch and everything. But anyway, yeah. I think there is going to be a GameFi run. It's the thing is, like, video games. There's more money in video games than there's money in movies. Like The Sopranos, it's made more money than like literally. People don't understand how much money Grand Theft Auto is. Like, it's damn near bigger than Hollywood almost. That's how powerful it is. Like, there's people like begging to be the voice of characters in those games, like begging. Like they get like threats of like them, like people saying they're going to kill themselves if they don't get a voice acting role. But anyway, so the creator of the Boundless Universe. Wow, that name is insane. $7 super chat. As a total newbie to crypto, what would be the best place to start to invest in, and what source of information to become knowledgeable on the subject?
I don't know. I heard there's something for $39.99 that might work.
Yeah, there might be something called the Citadel you can join up and get a lot of your questions answered. Here, let me link it for you. The Citadel is a brotherhood, over 650 members live in chat. We have a lot of AMAs, flash webinars. It's a great place to ask questions, get links, and kind of overall learn what's going on in the space. And there's like a brotherhood in there, man. There's a lot. It's a very, very active chat. You walk away for a day, you're bombarded with thousands of messages. And there's a lot of sauce in between. A lot of sauce in between. I would highly encourage you to join up. For every month that you're in the Citadel, you get $50 off the next crypto mindset course. So me and Charlie, every quarter, we release a crypto mindset course, which is basically, it's a boot camp where we take someone from A to Z, someone who doesn't know anything about crypto, and get them to the point where they're wheeling and dealing in the crypto space. They know how to use a wallet. They know how to do transactions. They know how to bridge. They know how to effectively interface with DeFi and interface with the crypto space, and get their knowledge to a point where like they're pretty much the expert in their friend group. Absolutely. It's going to be, you're going to be hard pressed to meet anyone that'll know more than you outside of someone that's already in the industry, of course.
Well, yeah. And I would say, if you're somebody who's looking to get into the industry, or if you're like, hey, because it's more of like practicality stuff. It's like a lot of the times when you go to get knowledge out there, people give you, highbrow stuff, or like, here's what SHA-256 is. And it's like, okay, good to know that, I guess. But, is it going to make you money? Probably not. Right. So, yeah.
So for people who want to join the Citadel here, I'll give you guys a little taste of the Citadel.
You buy this for $39.99. Guess what, folks? You take the L away. You put a W there, baby. You're a winner, man. You're the real deal. You're picking up chicks. Let me tell you something. You buy this set at $39.99, baby. You're the cock of the walk, man. You walk into the bar and you just find the hottest chick and you go, you, me. Guess what? She says, why would I go out with you? Because I bought the deal on Wild West Deals for $39.99. That's why. She says, can I go home with you? That's how simple it is. That's how it works. That's what this set brings to the table. Because you know what she sees? She sees a man who knows what he wants. She sees a man who says, good deals don't get by me, baby. I move. I act quick. I act now. I go to wildwestdeals.com. Boom. That's why you're hanging with chicks all night long. That's why you got guys like Michael Jordan calling you, wanting to hang out with you, baby. Because you bought it for $39.99.
That's the facts. That's absolutely facts, man. And you know why it's $39.99? Because it's in reality, that's really all you're paying. Because $50 of that $98 gets given back to you as a savings for the next crypto mindset course. And then when the crypto mindset course launches, you can pay in crypto and get another 15% off. it's just a savings bonanza out here, man.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And so, yeah, jump on it. And yeah, I mean, like right now, if you get into the Citadel, you know, you probably, if you renew within the month, you know, like on January 22nd, then yeah, you could potentially use that first $50 discount towards the that first crypto mindset course in Q1.
Sure. So we got Loop here with the $2 super chat. Do you both use internet $sign is
money.
your internet money as your main wallet basically? Realistically, no, because like I basically was in Pulse Chain before it was even created. So like, no. Do I have it? Yes. Do I use it? Yeah. But I use it for swaps and stuff like that. It's basically a condom wallet of mine, basically. So I use it for using degeneracy in the Pulse Chain ecosystem. I use the internet wallet to get between all the sleuths and the sluts of the 304 network in Pulse Chain. So
all the Pikas and all the Charizards.
All the P dies. Okay, we got Sam with the Australian $5. Ethereum, Solana, PHEX, Pulse X, Pulse, Sui, Illuvium, Doge, FET, Virtuals, Punke. What's the minimum maximum wallet potential? The minimum is 0. It all just goes to 0.
There's a lot of currency conversion to
Yes, I
mean, it's like
after
we channeling Rain Man here or something.
Charlie, at some point, like we're gonna after like 10, like another 5 more years, we're just gonna be like, or like I'm gonna be like in Dune and stuff, where I'm like empath, or like my eyes go backwards. It's like, how much do they spend on this whole thing? It's about $18,400.26. Wow. Okay. So roughly speaking, no exact, Charlie. Up to date market prices. Now, obviously, you have 4 Ethereum. That's actually a good chunk of cash right there. Obviously, I mean that's probably your biggest position, I would imagine. That's what is that like? Well, $12,000 in Ethereum to $13,000 in Ethereum. That's a good chunk there. The PHEX bag. I mean, yeah. So basically, your biggest bag is Ethereum. So that's gonna like slow. Like you have to understand that moderates the gains a little bit. If we get a normal cycle, or me and Charlie think like 8 to 12,000 is kind of a very moderate range for Ethereum. That should give you a bit of X's for Ethereum. Now, Solana can do a little bit more than that, because if we get that big, let's just say we get a $12,000 Ethereum, we're going to get probably like $1,000 plus Solana, right? And if Solana gets an ETF sometime in 2025, even higher, right? PHEX has a lawsuit, and it's looking like sometime in January, lawsuit's going to get chucked out. Good old Chuck Berry out of here, right? And we're going to be rocking and rolling all the way, all the way to Gainestown. So there's kind of bullets in the chamber for PHEX and EHEX, because the whole ecosystem has basically just been kind of attacked. And if the lawsuit gets taken out, it's much more positive. So you can get a lot of X's. So PHEX could 20, 30X over a cycle and stuff, just all depending on lawsuit getting taken out, Richard Hart being back, and then kind of us really just kind of going forward as an L1, basically. Because I mean, we're, I wouldn't say the newest L1, but like, I mean, we're kind of like in the middle age of like L1s, basically, and L2s, because the oldest L1 is Phantom, and then Hex is older than Phantom, by like a couple. December 2nd, and then December 28th for Phantom, basically. So that's so crazy. I never knew that. Like, I just learned that really recently. Like, I had no idea I knew it was in 2019. I just didn't know it was actually in December. It's pretty crazy. So, with something like a Ponke, right? I mean, it's at 30 cents right now. I believe 4 billion's not out of the realm of possibility for Ponke as an example, but it's going to take a while. It's going to take the whole, a good cycle to do it, right? And that is also kind of a leverage play on Solana. Solana actually going up to $800 or $1,000. This causes incredibly meteoric rise in prices. So like Ponke, Frog, and a bunch of the other coins, Giga's even come down as well. Like these are all coins that are struggling to get to $1 billion market cap. They're in the hundreds of millions of dollars. So with a multiple on the Solana, this causes a big wealth effect to bridge up these 100 million these 100 million market cap tokens to billion, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 billion. I would say 10 billion is going to be cycle-wise kind of the big barrier for a lot of the meme coins on Solana, because the money can only get spread so thin in order to have like 50, 80, 100 million, 100 billion market cap coins, right? Because like Solana will want to have at least 100 billion market cap, you know. So it's kind of a market cap financial arms race, and like Ethereum has put a lot of money behind, you know, it's put a lot of money behind Pepe and put a lot of money behind a couple other plays as well. And Solana will do the same thing. The Solana whales will be like, all right, the great market cap space race. It's kind of Russia versus the United States is kind of happening right now in terms of like the meme coins market, because like Ethereum can't keep up in terms of like volume. Absolutely. But like, so they're trying, I don't want to say quality, but they're going in for like a more name brand recognition shot or something. Like it's kind of what's happening, because like they can't win in volume. It's true, just you can't lose physically. You can't launch them, you know, on Ethereum mainnet. So I mean, what do you think, Charlie? Like, because
just in general about like how I mean, like I like to look at the number of X's stuff can go. You know, like Sui, you know, is a safe, you know, 10x. Solana is a safe like 3-4x. Ethereum is a safe 3x. You know, you got like some nice, you know, steady stuff there, right? You got, you know, with PulseX and PHEX, you know, the whole Richard Hart ecosystem. You know, you should be able to do a 20x plus on those, you know, should they outpace Ethereum, you know, substantially and stuff like that. Obviously, you know, with the asterisk of, you know, unless something, you know, crazy happens and Interpol, you know, goes and like extradites them. The Illuvium, right? That's where it's at right now as a 10, 20x potential. So let's say average 15x, you know, and no, it's fine. I can see it. And then Doge, you know, has maybe 10x left in it. Fetch to, you know, virtuals is unknown just because it's so new. And then, like you said with Pomke, you already mentioned that. So, like, I don't know. It seems like you have a good, like, you know, you can't spread this over equally. You have to cut, like you said, ETH Sol will kind of slow down the rest of the game. So you kind of have to take, like, okay, the ETH Sol, okay, that can average, let's say, 3 to 4x, right? And then everything else, you're like, okay, can average like a 17x, let's say. So overall, you kind of have to apply that. And that's like, you know, normal to conservative. So, you know, you average that out over the bags and you kind of get a decent price of where it can go to.
Yeah. So like, especially with FET and virtuals, like that's AI, and the AI could just could hit another viral point and even go higher. Yeah. Virtuals did already a massive.
It is gaming related too, so AI and gaming. So you get both those narratives at the same time, you just get that double whammy.
That's it, Charlie. I'm gonna call it AMD. AMD. That's the new ticker.
Perfect.
The world is yours.
What?
When does PulseX hit 30% of a penny? If so, when? Well,
I would say second half of next year.
Yeah, it has to be later in the year, and because we're gonna have some reach. I mean, we're gonna have some. We're
already seeing that now.
I mean, one big sell-off point. I mean, one big point that's we're gonna struggle for a while is just really getting past, you know, the all-time high Pulse chain, not Pulse, because we're gonna hit the all-time high on PulseX so much faster than Pulse chain. We're there. I mean, what is it like right now? Like,
it's a few X's away.
Yeah, so it's roughly like a 4x away or a 3.5x away, and we've hit the all-time 4x away. Yeah, 4x away from Pulse chain. For Pulse, it's like a 7x away. So also because the more buy and burn gets burnt away, a lot of people fumble their PulseX bags for meme coins, and that Pulse is gone, ladies and gentlemen. You had hundreds of millions, not no more, you guys. You decided to speculate and lost, and guess what?
You went all in on Pika, went all in on PDI when everybody was raging about it.
Did you throw off? Tell me when you sold your PulseX for Zen. You know how many people lost on Zen, bro? Holy shit!
Yeah.
How many people bought dude? I can name so many countless coins. Bought the top down, solid, and these projects like a lot of these coins could maybe like a solid come back, but like someone bought the tops on that stuff, or they just rode it all the way down. So, Nord of the White Lotus, thank you for the $1. Here we go. Okay. With the Australian, $20. 6-figure portfolio, first bull run. Nice, brother. That's actually really good. Dude, that's a really good portfolio for a first bull run. That's really nice. Where would you place me in the risk overall? 1 low, 10 high. 29% Ethereum, 26% Doge, Pepe 13%, Gala, Illuvium, Dogs on Ton. Oh, okay, Ton. Wow. Okay, Fat and Fun.
He's pretty heavy on stuff that we know will have success. ETH, Doge, and Pepe, right? So that makes up about 70% of the portfolio?
Yeah. So
69%. I mean, that right there.
It's not 69. No way, it's 69%.
Just round it up or down a little bit. But yeah, I think that right there kind of mitigates anything else that you have in the portfolio that might be risky, right? Like, because you're going to have a pretty good chunk of the portfolio that's just going to see, probably a good 5x.
So if we go bell curve, the average portfolio is at about I'll say the average guy in crypto doesn't know because how risky meme coins are, but portfolios are like at a 7 risk.
Yeah.
Your portfolio is like a 3. I want at least the 70% is literally at like a 1 to 3 risk. Like I don't like saying 1 because
I think 3 is perfect because 1 would be like Bitcoin, 2 might be Ethereum, and 3 would be like Solana level of risk, right? So plus they're meme coins. So I mean, if you want to be maybe bearish about it, like a 4 maybe.
You were off by 1%. It's 68%. Holy crap, dude!
There we go. Like I said, just round up a little bit,
Yeah, because you're doing pretty good on this. I mean, look, you're high on Gala, right? So the only thing I'd say is probably chill off on the Gala buys, and probably concentrate if you're gonna buy anything else on the other stuff. But because if this is if this is 8% of let's 6 figure, this is $8,000 of Gala, that's already hundreds of thousands of it already. So I mean, if it even goes to 40, 80 cents, that already paid the portfolio off. Yep. One play, de-risked, beautiful, right? Illuvium, that could do something significant. That's let's just say, I know 6 figures probably could be more, but I'm just going to make it like a 100K portfolio. That's like $5,000 of Illuvium. You got 5%, $5,000 in a micro cap meme coin on Ton token. That's interesting, but that could actually do very well. Fetch ASI, I mean, that's a no-brainer right there. And then meme fund is incredible. So what it's probably going to happen later on is you're probably going to just be dumping mostly money into meme and fund, probably at the end there.
Yeah, or if they're if you're hey, want a couple moonshot stuff that's new, right? Or Pulse and Pulse X obviously would be an option for hey, I'll take a new 5%, throw it in there, so I get more X's on maybe a smaller amount of stuff, so that you can build that up. But yeah, since you're pretty safe on stuff, if you do add more coins, going a little bit higher risk is not a bad idea.
Yeah, you've got a pretty safe portfolio. I mean, really, with Doge, Pepe, ETH, my God, brother. I mean, you're
those don't run, nothing's running.
Yeah. So JD, the quarterback of the mic. Dude, we have some people with some interesting names, man. With the $2.06, brother. Merry Christmas to you and everyone in the Citadel. Thank you, man.
Merry Christmas.
We have a Christian with the $5 super chat. I've got 90 coin in Solana. Okay, 90. Okay, I've got 90 coins in Sol, 13 and wait. I got 90 coins. That's 13K in Solana, 13 coins in Ponke, 1K. You guys think at least make 100? Okay, got it. All right.
So isn't that 13,000 in Solana and 1K in Ponke is basically what it is?
Yeah, I think so. So basically, he's got 90 coins which are worth 13K, and he's got about 13 coins which is about $1,000 in Ponke, basically.
Right.
So he's got $14,000 total invested.
I don't think this hits 100K.
Yeah. You'd have to have such an X factor on Ponke to go ballistic, or you'd have to have how high would Solana have to go? You'd have to go really high, and you're risking yourself late cycle.
So 13K in Solana, let's say give Solana 4X, right? So 13K, that's going to be about just under $50,000. It's like $46,000 or $44,000. So that's not bad. It's a good start, right? But then if the Ponke goes, let's say 20, 30X, even if it went that crazy, you still, are about 25,000 short or something, from the 100K. So, if you're going to be trying to it's like, do you really need to shoot for 100K, or you just want to keep what you got? Or like, do you want to take like a quarter of that Solana and go into like Pulse X or something a little bit higher risk that can give you more X's, like that's if you need to hit 100K. But like sometimes stretching for just a specific number can kind of get you off your game too, if you're like really a Solana bull.
The curse of maybe for the next crypto mindset course, we need to come back to like the curse of the round numbers or the stretch goals. Like there's a lot of danger in that. And do I do it? Of course. Everybody does. Like, I know guys that are like, they had like a few mil and they're like, Miguel, one more pump and I'm at that extra zero, and but that's what happened. Like everyone wants to make $1 million. Everyone wants to make $1 million or 100 G's or like a certain amount, or like the one that scares me. It's like really odd specific numbers because they're trying to like they're trying to cash this much off to buy a house at a specific price,
right?
And then don't calculate like they're going to have to pay taxes, and then there's like this. That's a whole lot of mess in that.
Should we cap the super chats in terms of like a number or something? Because it looks like we got somebody coming in still that like we probably just be here until tomorrow morning.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll probably like unless you're what was super chatting like.
So I think the last one that came in was scary hours. So like after scary hours, if you want to put like a number, whatever number you feel like would kind of slow it down.
$5,000. No,
$5,000 per super chat for sure. That's good.
Yeah, like $25 and up, you guys, and then that's about it right there. So like, okay, DDCC Yams, $5 super chat. We got some PulseX, PHEX. Which should I prioritize for my DCA between the two? Interesting. Okay. The goal is 200 million. Okay, that's very interesting. Okay.
And to be honest, like when you looked at GoPulse.com,
right,
they pretty much dipped about the same. I think maybe PHEX might have dipped a little bit more. Yeah, PHEX dipped like 7%. Or
but it ran harder, but it ran much harder from the bottom as well.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Is like it ran harder a little bit than PulseX, and it dipped a little bit more. So it's about the similar kind of returns, to be honest. So like the difference between them is not a huge difference, and like you need to double the PulseX bags if you're wanting to get to that goal versus you're kind of a little bit closer on PHEX. So yeah, I mean you're gonna win with both, but yeah, it's like you could just like kind of make up for the PulseX lost ground there, and then when you get like 130 million PulseX, then you just kind of keep it 50-50 equal DCA among the two, like however, I don't know. But like I think by the time we get to mid-February, price starts to kind of run away on people. So
right.
Yeah.
So I mean, let's look at this dollar-wise. Okay. So in order to get 100 million PulseX, it's $3,600. To get 100 million Pulse Chain, I'm sorry, 100 million PHEX. God, I'm sorry, I have these 100 million.
You mean 70,000?
No, so to get 100 million PulseX, it's $3,600. To get a 100K hex, PHEX, it's $1,800. So if you're just trying to hit the goals quick, probably the PHEX
just easier to hit,
easier to hit, and then you can just spoon away at the PulseX, probably because I know because I talked about like getting these goals because like I said kind of like in the beginning, like when Pulse Chain first launched, even in the beginning, $1 billion was a big stretch goal for. I mean, that's a lot. That's really is a lot of money. Like, so even though we had dropped really low, like man, $1 billion on PulseX was $9,000 at the bottom. That's pretty extremely doable. But now it's $3,600 for 100,000, and it's $36,000 for $1 billion. So it's turning real, and that's after a big dip. It was literally 60 a few weeks ago. So it was 60,000 per billion. So this is on basically a 50% discount down here from its local top it did basically. So, but PHEX was at 3 cents as well. So I mean they've done like pretty much very similar kind of drops basically. So yeah, maybe the PHEX because it's faster. It's kind of like the snowball method. It's just the easier one to hit first, and then just start chipping away at PulseX basically. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Jason R, can you please convince me to what? Can you please convince me to buy 50K of Ethereum under 3K and shape profits at 4.5 to 5K? I have about 150K in savings. Is ETH really a lock for it? But I don't think Ethereum's even going to blow 3K. Where is it at right now?
3,300 right now. Yeah, I mean, if Ethereum got to about 3,000, I think it would be support there. My lowest I could see it going is 2,900 going into the new year. But what do you call it? Why I don't know why you would want to shave profits though at 4 to 5K. You know, if it's going to hit a new all-time high.
Let me just do the math here. So if he's going to do that, but let's say 3K. I would imagine what he's trying to do is like he's doing 50K because it's a big chunk, and then he can get about 30,000 of his dollars back because what he might be comfortable with is actually putting 20 in the market, but he feels like he can just pay the position off and kind of have some of his cash back. That's what it looks. I mean, because I
was thinking the same thing, but if it's like that's where you kind of get into a little danger too. If you're not comfortable with putting that much in, don't put that much in.
Can you please convince me? No. Well, it's just like
you have to 7K March 1st, baby. Go. There you go. That's all the convincing you need.
We come back to Jason. You should have listened. But no.
He double his money, right? Like,
I mean, it's your money, brother. But like, I mean, you also have to like. All right, if I take a look, 150,000 is a lot of money. It is. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. It's a safety net. Now, devil me go. You're only risking about 33%, and you're investing in one of the top two safest like assets in crypto, which is Ethereum and Bitcoin. Before President Trump comes into office and he's pro-crypto president, even if he doesn't pass him any pro-crypto laws, just having an administration and an SEC that isn't just barreling down crypto's throats is incredible. That means there's probably going to be more ETFs. Okay. ETH is a lock. We just can't promise. Like we don't know we can try to like think this is what we think it can do, but that's just our kind of opinion and our kind of like guesstimate, basically. Like, you know,
where it traditionally does go really good in the cycle is from January of the final year of the cycle, which would be T minus a week to a few weeks, right?
Right. So I think, even if you bought right here, I think this would still be a very safe place to buy. You could maybe like if we get like another dip, you slightly be down, but I find it very difficult to see Ethereum going below like $2,800. It'd have to be something massively bad.
If you wanted to buy 25K the final week of the year and 25K the first week of the year, and then just hold Ethereum into the spring, then there you go.
Yeah. Is PulseX higher risk than Spooky Swap? Wow, that's kind of it.
Well, I mean, the way I would view that is how much are they going to outpace Ethereum, right? Like the what's the risk with PulseX? The risk with PulseX is that, let's say Richard, gets like legally handcuffed, right?
Yeah,
that's the risk there. How does PulseX respond compared to Ethereum? Probably relatively keeps up with Ethereum even in that case, right? And Spooky Swap probably outpaces it, but that's like a pretty specific situation. If everything goes well with Pulse Chain and everything, I mean, the amount of X's that you can get there, I think are more in Pulse Chain. But it's that the risk level is a little bit higher.
Yeah, my mind's telling me no. I would probably say I have much more of a clear guideline. But it's just like I'm so balls deep in the ecosystem. Like Spooky Swap could just fumble because it's a very precarious situation right now. They could sort of fumble their kind of thing on Sonic, and then it could take even longer. Maybe it takes until 4 months from now for Boo to really get its foot in the ecosystem really well.
Yeah, but Beats and Beethoven X have much better going on than
Yeah, but Andre still is one of the people on the board on Spooky Swap, and there's a lot of legacy pools that don't leave very generally. Now, the trend. This is the only time like you could ever see Spooky Swap in a weird position because some people may break these pools up and say, you know what, I can put my liquidity somewhere else now, or like, so I will have to. This is why like that's the big if. So I there's actually more risk even with the like personally, I see a little bit more risk on blue probably, but very small amount. Like they're both risk plays. I mean, realistically, but like I think Pulse 6 is probably safer right now, just because. If we didn't have the Sonic launch, right? If it was already the Sonic launch had been passed for 6 months, right? Squeaker Swap would be a little safer because, like, with the stuff having featured in the Interpol, it's just you have to. But, yeah. So there you go. The world is yours. How much do you think I can make this bull run? Billions of dollars. It depends on just how much it limp dicks. Like,
how much is 100 million worth right now?
$3,600 basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's just say the worst case. Let's just say Pulse X gets to 1/10 of a penny. That'd be like $100K.
Which is almost his next question if you look at the.
Oh, you can get out of here. No way. Really.
Translator.
Dude, I didn't even see. Wow. Damn, on cue, bro. That was on cue. Incredible, bro. There you go, bro. We got Pablo Hexabar with the 55.55. Oh, you got the fat Richard face. Glasses. Bull and bear math on DGen's pulse bag. 230K total, brother. You got 1 trillion teddy bear. Jesus, all right. That's a bag, brother. You got some Pulse X, some Pulse Chain Inc., P-Hex, E-Hex, P-Dye. Brother, I mean you're sitting pretty right now. I mean, this is you're all in on the Pulse Chain ecosystem, but brother, I mean, you got $250,000 bag in Pulse Chain. Like, god damn. Like, this is a fucking bag, bro.
Well, this might just be his DGen bag because he's like, hey, here's my DGen bag, 25% of my portfolio, right? And then maybe, he's got other investments in different, portfolios too.
It's like how many millions are you gonna make is really the question here. Yeah, like if it's like a 16x, you're gonna make like what does that mean? Like, I mean, oh my god. I mean, this is like
the two words that I think of right away are liquidity and taxes.
Liquidity, yeah, exactly, right. I mean, really,
make sure that you can get out there with the stuff that you get, and then you can pay taxes. Make sure you can pay taxes on it, right?
It just depends on how deep in the cycle you lead, but this is, I mean, guesstimation 3 million to like 8.
Mm-hmm.
It all depends on the coins, really. At the end of the day,
yeah.
P-Dye to $1, baby. If that shit goes to $1, like Miguel stupid P-Dye is obviously going to $1. All right, well, there you go.
Technically speaking, this is the last one we said would be under $20, but it depends on how big of assholes we want to be, I guess, at the end of the stream.
Crypto.com transactions are wrong in Coinly. No API option. Use CIV upload. What's the best way to get help with this? Okay. This is the way I do with. All right, so you shouldn't have to. If you're using Crypto.com, they should already have the forms for you already. You just turn those in those forms should be accurate because they are, like on Crypto.com and on unless you see something that's wrong and then you tell them and then maybe get that fixed or you put a little addendum to it. The tax forms you get from Crypto.com, Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, Binance, or whatever else you're using worldwide. You just turn that directly into your CPA, and the Coinly stuff is really just mostly for your DeFi wallets and your wallets. Outside of that, there you go. Yep.
Easy. So, which of these should we go in? Like, we told you $20, but then they didn't.
You guys. Yeah, it's getting a little late here, man.
We're rugged. Okay. No. I think we can blitz them.
We're gonna do blitz. All right, blitz. Let's go. Does anyone discuss the migration of tax liability with crypto? Tax avoidance is not a crime, brother. I mean, we are not going to pay your fucking taxes. We are not going to tell you not to pay taxes, bro. Like, if you're a complete unknown person and you didn't make that much money in crypto, you might get away with it, brother. But like, you declaring war on the IRS is going to lead into a fucking bad town, bro. Don't do it. Then if taxes are such a problem and such a thing, bro, leave your country. Uproot yourself and go someplace where you won't get taxed. I heard Cyprus is horrible this time of year. Be honest, you two plan to wear the same shirt. Oh, bro, fuck it. Bro,
I think yours is gray, mine's light blue, but hey, you know.
Charlie, what if we showed up to the Crypto Mindset event wearing the same shirt for all the days?
we should dress up like that Brothers poster that the movie
with the sweater
with the dip buyers, yeah.
That's horrible. Oh, that's funny, dude. Oh my god, bro. Thank you, dude. We got crispy bacon. Oh, crispy bacon. That's nice. Billion pulse sui, boom, boom, boom. Realistic board run. I mean, brother. I mean, this is like multi-million-dollar bag if certain levels hit. Right. It's really the game. Like most of the gains is going to be from phantom upwards. Realistically, on this bag. A billion. I mean, you're talking about like billion there. I mean, just those two alone. You're talking about 60 G's just by themselves. There, you got another like what is that like 20 grand right there in P hex, give or take, maybe more, 25,000. So you got quite a lot of cash there. And then Sonic could even go to $8, so that's like 80 grand possibly, or you may go $20. You know, it could be like $200,000 in Phantom there. You know, or Sonic. Don't forget to convert that, dude. So it's the X factor is like how high is Pulse Chain going? If I just give the most bearish bullshit numbers in the planet, 20% of a penny for Pulse Chain, 1/10 of a penny, and that's so bad. Like I think it's going to go higher than that. But like, let's just say I'm being the most fucking lamest bullhead ever. Like that's $1 million on Pulse X. That's about $1 million on Pulse Chain, and maybe PX only hits 40-60 cents or something like that. Boohoo, that's another $1 million and some change. I'm sorry, bro. Like that's $3 million, 200 grand. So like you're sitting really pretty, and the rest of it just rounding errors to the upside, basically. There you go. Adrian. All right, boys. 100K Gala, Luvian, Pepe. Your Gala's basically your X factor here. Basically, is really like
that alone could bring it to 100K if what do you call it? If it hits right.
Yeah. Gala has shown some life, so I know it's not dead now. Like it's shown some life now. So but I would really think like 30 cents, 40 cents a good take profit zone, and then like on half of it, and then you ride it really deep into the cycle later on, you know. Because I think that like the next X there's more risk to the next X trying to get closer to $1, so you could literally just rotate it and put it into other stuff or just put it in your bank account. You know, it's really up to you at that point. Jesus coin. Jesus is king. That's right. Jesus is the reason for Jesus season. That's right. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining us. It's go to the Crypto Mindset events link. It's pinned to the top of the live chat right now, you guys. And Merry Christmas to you, crispy bacon. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us. But Charlie, you will be streaming what, Tuesday?
Yeah, I've yet to determine exactly when my next stream will be, but it'll be sometime. I'll do 1 or 2 streams during the week because it'll be in the middle, like.
Oh, it's Christmas, right?
I got Tuesday and Wednesday is what Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, so we'll work around that. But yeah, and what do you call it? I think Moongang next week would be on the 29th, so I think we could probably get that done as well.
Yeah.
So we'll work it out, and we'll have some streams here and there around Christmas and New Year's for you guys. So just keep the notifications on, and if YouTube is unhit your notification bell or whatever, just make sure to kind of like turn it off and turn it back on just to double check that you're subscribed to both channels.
Merry Christmas to you too, brother. Tomorrow I will be doing a stream with first time going to be on the channel. It's going to be Shill Gates. This is like a guy that like Hexologist onboarded into the ecosystem. He's like pretty much a crypto DeFi OG that's been here like quite a few cycles and stuff since 2015, and anonymous and stuff. Like I've always said.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna show his face.
Probably not. But like I always give people that are privacy. If they don't want to show their face, they don't have to.
Yeah.
But very interesting. It's good to see his sort of because he's been around a long time, so it's kind of like he's been around as long as we have. So like some people get really stuck in their ways. So it's really cool to see someone like him turn around on stuff. So I don't know the same thing because Christmas and Christmas Eve are there. Well, I'll try to have a stream, but we'll have to see. Basically, it's the holidays, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
all sorts of stuff going on.
So with that, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. And let's. Oh, I know exactly how to end this one right here. Peace. And if I can find it, Rocket Miguel. But if I can, here we go.
Try not to be a cunt, it's Christmas. Take a tip from Santa's helm. A box secretary, have another sherry. Try not to be a cunt, try not to be a cunt. Look, there's the reindeer, I'm sleighing up to Lapland. Try not to be a cunt. C-U-N-T, cunt, cunt, cunt.